Welcome to the Horror Hangout, a podcast where film fans watch the best and worst horror movies of all time and talk about them. My name is Ben Errington, and today I'm joined by regular co-host Mr.
Andy Conduit 10. Hello, Ben. How are you?
I'm very well, Andy. How are you?
Right, getting
You're
by.
you're all right, are you? Well, I'm glad. I'm glad to hear it. We are joined today by a very special guest. Stacey Taylor is the Empress of Podcasting. That's right. Host of Stacey's Pop Culture Parlor and co-host of Stacey and Barry in the Morning and Podcast in a Half Shell. Welcome to the show, Stacey. Hello.
Oh, it's so exciting to be here. I love talk. I don't know if you can tell from the big list of podcast credits that I do love a little bit of a talk.
Well, I'm glad you found an outlet for for all this stuff you like to chat about. It's great. By the way, the Empress of Podcasting, not the actual thing that I came up with. You came up with that. I found that. I found
Well,
you posted
so
about that.
yeah. So I feel like I should preface this by saying that I did not bestow that
Okay.
upon myself. That feels like it would be quite big-headed of me. No, it
No.
was the delightful Geeky Brummy podcast. I was on there once, and I was talking about all the podcasts that I was doing, and they were like, "You're like some kind of empress of podcasting," and it just kind of stuck.
I like
So
it. I
yeah.
think it's fair enough when you list how many podcasts you've got. I
The thing
I would
is,
agree
though,
with it.
if you look at how many listeners those podcasts have, maybe not so much, but I love my little community of teeny weeny listeners. They're
Yeah,
so adorable.
I don't think it matters. I feel like the more podcasts you've got, sometimes I like to go have more episodes than listeners. That's what we've got aimed for, isn't it, right, Andy?
Yeah, that's why we put out so many. That's we up it with the bonus episodes and everything as well, Ben.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like, if you want a big name, just go and see what Jessica and her mum are up to or something. Why don't you? Or see what your license
Yeah.
fee's paying for. Come on,
We're
support a
the
bit of
real
independent
people.
creation.
The real people, feet on the ground, watching horror movies, living our lives. Okay? If you don't like it,
Yeah.
then shove off.
Yeah,
Don't
give
leave.
Jo Wiley a ring, your mate, and see what she's up to.
So, have you been podcasting for a lot of years then, Stacey? Is this like a fairly new venture, or is it something that you've been doing for a long time, long
No,
time?
I'm actually a super old when it comes to podcasting. My first podcast started in October 2007. Which
Oh,
was a show
wow.
called Comic Racks, which was myself and my mate Ease talking about comic books because we loved them, and there weren't many other girly led podcasts about comics at the time. So yeah, that was my first foray into podcasting, and the parlor's been around since February 2012.
Oh,
So
wow. Okay.
I
So a
know
Wow.
long
that's
time.
that's getting close to being old enough to drink and stuff, and I don't know how I feel about that because in my head I'm still 24, so I'm like I can't have a podcast that's like 15 years old or something because that
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense because
don't-
I'm tiny.
I, I mean, I feel the same. I don't want to like make you feel any worse about that, but 2007 was
Yeah.
that like that was when podcasts were taken off a bit earlier than that, I guess, wasn't it? 2005 was that when like podcasts started?
Yeah, I
iPods and stuff?
started listening to podcasts in about 2005,
Yeah.
and it was a podcast called Geek Syndicate that really got me into the. They had me on as their listener of the month, um,
Oh, okay.
in 2007. And despite the fact that I was so nervous that I threw up twice beforehand, as soon as we finished the episode, I was like, oh, like I want to do this. Like, this is
Yeah.
great. This is so great. And I was really lucky because the following month they had Ease on the show as well. And then because they used, back in the day, they used to have forums where we would discuss all these episodes and all the
Oh,
comics we
yeah.
talked about and stuff. And everybody on the forum was like, Ease and Stace should get together and do a pod like yesterday. So we decided to leave it up to the fates. We met up at Birmingham Comic Con in 2007 and decided if we liked each other, then we'd do a podcast, and we did. Yeah.
No pressure if you like each other.
Yeah, I did say, what if one of us likes the other, but it's not
The one could
reciprocated?
leave
And
it.
then,
Yeah.
Oh,
and then we're
no,
like, so when are
one-way
we starting the
traffic.
podcast yet? And then they're
Oh.
like, let me just check my diary of.
Oh, sorry, I've joined the French Foreign Legion. So sorry.
Oh, I think I've got an appointment with the hairdresser every day for the next 3 years.
Every day.
They
do
Gotta
one hair
maintain
at a
that
time.
Barnet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got to take care of the old Barnet.
That's like that's a legacy of podcast, and I can imagine like a young, satirical young boy in his short trousers, Richard Jervis, he was called back in the day, thought podcasting. There's an idea. Get it going.
Yeah.
I'll stick in.
I wouldn't like in 2007. I don't think I definitely wouldn't have had the know-how. I mean, I barely do now, but still, it would have
Oh
been
yeah,
very
the
daunting.
early Comic Racks episodes sound like we recorded them underwater through a Nokia to 10 or something. Like, it's really, yeah. Sadly, they don't exist on the internet anymore for people to go back and listen to. Oh, what a shame.
Don't they?
NTM4 would be running so hot encoding those bad boys.
Back in the days of Skype, do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Well, we started this podcast on Skype.
I was using Skype until it died like 2 months ago, and then had a total brain
it wasn't that long
aneurysm
ago. It
about
died.
picking up a new
Skype.
I was going to go learn something else. I don't want to.
The Skype ringtone gives me PTSD. I saw it on a TikTok the other day, and it literally like made me go into spasm. It was.
There was an episode of a now defunct podcast that I used to do called Stacey, Bob and the Dweebs, which was my husband and our mutual very good friend Duncan would make me watch cartoons from the 80s that I'd missed. And there was an episode of that where for some reason they became obsessed with the Skype ringtone and kept trying to rile me up with it. So halfway through the episode they'd just start going boop beep boop beep,
oh, see, even you
and dancing at me, and I'm like, no, leave me alone. Why? And I can't even edit it out. Rude.
They've mentioned it now, so now it's context relevant.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously Stacey's pop culture parlor. And Stacey and Barry in the morning. That's a slightly different format, isn't it?
Yeah, so Stacey, well, you say that. Stacey and Barry was supposed to be a sort of bite-sized, geeky, sort of Saturday morning, casual chat on a sofa kind of show. But we just keep talking too much, and they keep getting longer and longer.
Well, we definitely understand where you're coming from with that.
I blame all the brilliant stuff, like all the films and the telly and the things that have been great, because how am I supposed to not talk about them?
Yeah.
Come on, like Superman just happened, and that was good, wasn't it? So I had to. I've talked about that on about 3 podcasts already because I love it so much.
Again, if you like.
No, it's fine. I think we've got enough to talk about today.
Yeah, we do. And am I right in saying that this is your first appearance on a horror podcast discussing horror, which you said is your favorite genre as well?
It is, yeah. I think because I'm quite well known on the internet as being that TMNT fangirl wanker that everybody like. Anytime anybody sees like a new Turtles thing, they like send it to Stace, which I love because I love the idea that people are just randomly thinking of me. Like, how nice is that?
Yeah.
But yeah, like horror is one of the. It's quite funny because some of my favourite films when I was like a child who shouldn't have seen them were horror films. I was obsessed with like Candyman for some reason. Not really the one you would expect a child to glom onto, the one that's about racial inequities in the
feel
US.
Like
but
a lot of kids, like something about Candyman when we were growing up, like really really became like it captured a generation. I feel like who genuinely thought this man's gonna come at you through the mirror if you say his name 5 times.
My co-host on the Never Seen podcast, Jenny, still will not say that name 5 times.
You have to tell the workaround we worked out. You have to just change the intonation on it every so often. So you say Candyman 4 times, then Candyman, you'll blue ball him.
Okay. What if you ask it as a question, Candyman?
Yeah, exactly.
Candyman? What,
Candyman ran my way growing up. You had to be careful.
What was that?
You had a Candyman ran my way growing up. You had to be real careful.
Did you?
Oh, no.
Yeah, it wasn't about racial inequities because I live in town with most people there. It's very monocultured, but you had to be careful.
Candy.
No, you had to be careful going around the streets. There was an odd fella go around. He'd be offering you sweets. It was the 80s, rife for it back then. But streetwise kids as we were, we always knew you just don't take the red sweets from him. Those are the ones with the poison in them.
I felt the red ones are the best ones.
That man's a paedophile, right? So don't take any.
Not the red ones.
No, he's just sharing his love of confectionery.
Yeah. And there was no mention. It was like old school Freddy Krueger. There was no mention of abuse. It was poison for murder.
Yeah. Back in the day when things were great, this country was a real country.
This used to be a real country. And, Freddy Krueger just used to kill children. He wasn't a paedophile.
Yeah. Everyone's so sensitive these days. You can't even get murdered without it being a big story. Oh God!
Oh, I didn't think we'd be talking about paedophiles so soon in the episode.
No, I mean,
which the horror hangout and all of us on it are definitely against.
Yeah,
just to be sure.
Yes, 100%.
Wholeheartedly against.
In a year that Jimmy Savile's returned to pop culture relevance.
I can't believe that. I cannot believe that.
No, I think I'm still in disbelief as well. I feel like the way the internet has just accepted it still doesn't sit right with me.
No, no. My
No.
husband gave that. So, just for the listeners who might not know, we are talking about 28 years later. My husband gave that movie 5 stars and said that was the perfect ending to that film. And I was like, "Are you a madman?" Because
Sounds like
because
he's a madman.
because I imagine the emotional heft of that movie, and then just a bunch of Jimmy Saviles come Power Rangering at you. Like, what's that
I
for?
feel exactly the same. I felt
Stacey, you do
exactly
need
the
to
same.
check. I've mentioned this in the other one. Could it be a slight misunderstanding? Has he mistaken them for Run DMC? Because that would be delightful if they'd turn up. Jason Nevins drops a needle. What a time.
That would
I've
be
seen
good.
like creators online like making like t-shirts of that character and like pins and stickers and stuff, and I'm like,
Ugly.
this ain't right. This ain't right. I don't care that it's Jack O'Connell and he looks lovely in a tiara. I don't care. This
Yeah.
ain't right.
It's really strange. What
Yeah.
like, I mean, I suppose though it has got me very intrigued for seeing the next one. Like, I am now like, no, you have to explain this to me. What the fuck, Danny?
Yeah.
So so
Philas was it's not going to explain it. It's just going to be more of the same
no, they
in
have to
feature film
explain
length.
it.
And they'll go, yeah, I don't know, pretty mad. Um, so yeah, so I guess talking about the films that you obviously watched. Wait, you said Candyman was one film, and then you were about to say another
Yes.
one. Really?
Yeah, I was also mildly obsessed with An American Werewolf in London and
Mm,
Beetlejuice, which is like family horror, I think.
yeah,
Although that staircase serpent Beetlejuice absolutely haunted my night. I'm not very good with stop motion
yeah. Stop
animation.
motion, super creepy.
So it's so creepy.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen the movie Stop Motion, but that is
Yes.
distressing.
Oh, yes. Very distressing.
I
Make a
couldn't watch
stop
the whole
motion.
of that.
Make a stop motion puppet out of roadkill meat. Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah, cave in its face. That'll be cool. No.
Oh.
Oh.
Don't do
Yeah.
that.
Stop motion is always something that got me. It was always
Mm.
Medusa in Clash of the Titans that scared the absolute crap out of me.
Yeah, I can see that. I was never
Yeah.
a big fan of like the skeletons in, was it Argonauts that they were in?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they
Yeah,
weren't
not a
they
big
weren't
fan of
nice either.
those. I've never
No.
actually seen either of those movies all the way through because of the stop
Yeah.
motion.
But it's good not to watch the Medusa bit. She turned into stone famously. Don't watch that bit.
That is true. And I would make a crap statue.
You'd do like a really embarrassing pose. You'd be blinking just
Yeah.
as you transform to stone.
It'd be that face that you always pull when you accidentally put selfie mode on your camera when you open up your
Oh,
phone.
yeah.
And,
What is
and
that?
you've
That's
just got 73 chins.
That's
and
just your default
like
face.
one eye half closed. And you're like, what are you doing? What is this?
What am I
The
doing?
worst way to get Medusa'd. You've
So
You've pulled it off though. Talking about that, says Beetlejuice should know better because not only all the elements of horror, horrible snake in your house, horrible ghouly bloke's face trying to get you, stop motion, and on the forbidden place for any type of action or fighting, the stairs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, very
Don't do that bit. Just
What are you doing?
that's in the Geneva Convention. Don't play on the stairs.
Yeah, we don't do stairs. No,
No.
it's a bad idea.
Someone's going to get hurt really badly.
Have you ever fallen down the stairs? It's not a good idea. I can tell you that now.
Yeah, many a time. Bad business.
Many a time. You're always falling in the
Oh, as
stairs.
a child, when I had like
Oh, as a
flexible
child.
bones and stuff, as an adult.
Oh no, like I'm talking about, so I told this story on Kerrang Radio the once and won a load of CDs because it was the most embarrassing story that people could tell. And what happened was I was at secondary school, so I was about, I don't know, 15, 16, and somebody I hadn't noticed had like flobbed at the top of the stairs, and I slipped in it, went just sailed from top to bottom, didn't even hit any of the stairs, just sailed from top to bottom, landed on my tits, my bag fell on my head, my school skirt fell around my waist, my pants were on show to everybody, and I smashed my shins up the last couple of stairs and then stayed there for a good 5 minutes until a teacher came to help me because I was so embarrassed. I didn't want any of the kids to see who I was. So I just left my pants on show for like 5 straight minutes until a teacher was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I mean, clearly not, mate."
Yeah, just
help
chilling.
me.
That's the best strategy for that. I think if you've done something that's that embarrassing, pretend to be really, really seriously dead.
Yeah,
if
just
you can.
play dead. Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you recovered from that.
I don't think my ego ever did.
No.
No.
It's still there. It's still there in your mind when anyone mentions falling down the stairs.
These
It's
are the
like-
grounding factors that get you. This
Yeah.
is what stops you from becoming an absolute nightmare, no matter how successful in podcasting you become.
I'm glad I shared this on a podcast actually, because I don't think I ever have before. So
It's out there. It's out there now.
Thank you.
You ask
Kerrang
Opal
Radio
about this in a
listeners,
couple of days.
anyone out there who's listened to Kerrang Radio in the past is going to go, "Oh, remember this story?"
Now I can
Yeah.
put a face to the
Were they,
name.
were they good CDs at least that you won?
The only one that I remember distinctly getting was by Seether, so I'm gonna say probably no.
Seether. Oh,
Yeah,
did it have that song they did with Amy Lee on it? That was nice,
yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah. It was. What was it? Broken or something like that.
Broken.
Yeah.
That's a banger. And they did
There
a
you
really
go.
good cover of Careless Whisper, if I remember correctly.
I don't
Good
think I've ever heard
times.
that.
Oh yeah. Get listened. It's great. So talking about your past with horror films, we're going to talk
Mhm.
about your Mount Rush horror, which is four of your favorite characters. You've just gone for characters, haven't you, Stacey? You
I
said.
have gone for characters because I'm not diagnosed, but I feel like I've got a little flavour of a little sprinkling of an ADHD probably.
Mm,
And the idea of choosing four across the entire genre of horror was
mm.
just like absolutely not, cannot nail that down. And so you're going to have me on in the future because I have already created a top four props, a top four directors, and a top four actors
Oh my
on
god.
top of these top four characters. So
You could
because
have
I was like,
like a multi-layered flip book of Mount Rush horror, just like
yeah.
or just one that goes on forever, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah,
If there's we can get planning permission for that. Should we stick to just your four characters this
yeah.
time
Let's
around
do my
then?
four
Okay.
characters. So I already mentioned the one, which was Candyman. So the reason that's going up there, but particularly Candyman with a mouthful of bees, right? That
Mm,
exact bees moment, because I remember like the first time I saw that film, and I was absolutely mesmerized by Tony Todd. Like, what a presence that
mm,
man was in the Candyman movies.
mm.
Um, And when I saw those bees in his mouth, like even as a kid, I was like, those bees are really in his mouth. I can tell. Like
Yeah,
those
he did it for
aren't
real, didn't he? Yeah.
CGI bees or
Yeah.
something. Like man's got a
CGI
mouthful of
back then.
bees. Yeah.
1992 CGI would have been like, come on, Tony,
Oh, it would
get
have
those
been
bees
bad.
in your gob.
Just put the bees in your mouth, might be
Yeah.
easier.
You did?
Um,
Did he get stung? I swear this was
He
a
had a
quiz
bonus. He
question,
put a
wasn't it?
bonus in his contract
Yeah,
for you get like an extra £5 or whatever every
yeah,
time he got stung
yeah.
and he got stung.
20 times or something like that.
Oh.
Many times. So that's my first one, just because it's that was one of the first horror movies I even remember watching,
Mm.
and I just think it's like one of the best, and it still stands up now. Virginia Madsen's great, like everything about that film is good.
Yeah.
And I just think imagine that on a mountain as well, just like a man with a mouth full of bees. That'd be cool.
I
I'm
mean, a
gonna
lot
get
of
the
extra
engineers
work.
on this, Stacey. Last week we sort of evolved into how we could engineer them to be extra spooky.
Mm-hmm.
I think the engineers in this case, I want real bees in there. I want it to be a habitat for the bees, good for the
Oh, yeah,
environment, save
good
the bees and all
idea.
that, but also swarms and swarms of bees coming out of that Mount Rushmore statue day in, day out.
Constantly, yeah,
If
just a
any
constant swarm of
Constant
bees.
stream of
if
bees.
any unwanted guests refuse to leave the park at the end, you can summon the bees. They'll come out like a big fist,
Just
punch them,
start
and then
like
like, pick them up, just
flinging
carry them
honey
out.
at people.
Yeah.
Anything for a fist of bees, Andy. You love that, don't you?
That's my favourite aesthetics, Ben. Any insects forming, like insects with Green Lantern powers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Who's next, Stacey?
Who is next is Chucky, because of what a brilliant little bastard he is. I love the Child's Play franchise. For my money, I think it's probably the best, like the most consistent in quality horror franchise. Because I think there's only one film I don't really like, but everything else is like somewhere between really good and like absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic. But also again, it's the aesthetics. Like imagine a big fucking scary Chucky head on a mountain.
Yeah. Would it be a
Like,
head? Would the head be adjusted for the fact that he's a doll?
So would it be
uh,
small in comparison to the Candyman, or would he be the same size?
no, I
Alright.
think he'd be the same size,
Yeah.
just for the intimidation
Equal
factor.
billing. Yeah.
And I think every now and again as well, he'd say things like, "I'll be your friend to the end," ha ha ha, and stuff,
Ooh.
and just scare you a little bit.
And
Built
then
in.
sometimes do a bad one as well when he gets the role. He goes, "You fucking bitch!" Like, yes.
Yeah, yes, yeah. The first time I watched Child's Play, I was so taken aback by the fact that he was like a sweary little asshole, because I was just expecting like something akin to an Annabelle, like just like a spooky doll that was like, "I want to play," and then knives you in the face, and he was just like, "Come here, little shit," and you're like, ah! Like he's so good.
What an
Um,
icon.
Yeah, and also, Brad Dourif, what a ledge.
Strong agree with you about it
Absolutely.
being such a consistent series as well.
It's so good. And the TV show's been really good too.
Got half the last season to watch.
Oh, it's very good. My third choice, and this is a very specific one as well. So Jack Goodman from An American Werewolf in London, but specifically in his second stage of decomposition when he appears.
Okay.
So
Granted.
not the stage when he's just got the scratchy part, and
Mm,
not the stage where he's mostly a skeleton with goo, but the
yeah.
one in the middle, because I think that one is some of the best practical effects and makeup effects.
I'm trying to
Uh,
picture it at the moment. Trying to picture this.
he's sort of like green, and he's got like half of his face hanging off, and
Yeah.
everything else is just starting to go just a little bit glistening gooey, and his
Mm,
eyes are a bit sunken, and he just looks really terrifying. I think Griffin Dunn is phenomenal in that movie. And again, it's another like mini Stace favourite film. My mum put it
mm.
on for me when I think I was only about 8 or 9. And as soon
Closed
as
your
he
eyes when
started,
those pig fascists come in and shoot the mum and dad.
I will say that part, I was like, Mum, what is happening here? And she sort of had
This
to
is what happens if you
explain.
don't do your own work. What?
Well, she sort of had to explain like Nazism and stuff to me, and I was like, oh, okay, here we go.
Is it the
Um,
stage of decomposition when he does the little wave with the Mickey Mouse?
oh, I can't remember off the top of my head.
I
I
just
think
because
it's
I've
the one
just
where
found a GIF where he's
I
doing
think it's
that.
the one
So
where he's in the flat, because I think when he appears in the hospital is when he's just died, so he's quite fresh.
yeah,
And when he appears in the sexy cinema, he's very dead and extremely ooey gooey. I think it's the one where he appears in Jenny Agutter's flat.
yeah,
But yeah, I think that would be an excellent visual to
yeah.
be carved into stone.
Yeah.
And then my final one is Annie Wilkes, just for sheer chillingness.
Oh God, yes.
Never have I ever watched a movie and like properly, fully like clenched and winced as much as the first time I saw Misery.
Mm,
Like, and what gets me about it as well is that it feels even more relevant every time I see it. What with like all the sort of fandom entitlement that
mm.
happens, like with
Yeah.
the how much that worse that has got since social media and stuff. Um, so every time I watch it, I just think like, oh, I'm so glad I'm not famous. Not that I think anybody would, think I was worth killing, kidnapping and hobbling, but the fear would be there, and I'm glad that I don't have to think about that. Do you know what I mean? Because she's really
He's
scary.
terrifying, and like when he's shoving those pages in her mouth, like that is one of the that's a fist
Get them
pump moment.
pages up,
That
yeah.
is. Eat those bloody pages. I read the book fairly recently for the first time, and
Ah,
yeah, it's I mean it is different, but
mhm.
it is just like everything's just so much more like stretched out. Everything just takes forever. So much sort of paced brilliantly. So
Mm.
recommend that if no one's read that as well.
Although, like thinking about like if you extrapolate the Annie Wilkes character, the fact that she wants her favorite author to continue creating basically the same stories that she wants, but then have them exactly how they want them. Scale that up, and that's just Star Wars fandom, right?
It is.
Exactly. No, not more Star Wars fandom, but not unless it's exactly
Yeah.
like that.
Stop putting a woman in it.
Anything but a woman, an alien with 9 limbs, and
No, come on, they're very equal. They don't mind a woman being in the Star Wars as long as she is chained to a big slug as a slave in a bikini, or a Max Rebo backing dancer.
oh my god.
Oh no, we don't do well in the Star Wars universe, do we?
No one hates
Uh,
Star Wars more than Star Wars fans.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
four great choices though, Stacey.
Thank you very much. I
Very,
pondered on those for an inordinate amount of time.
yeah, it's a tough one. It is a
Mm.
tough
Ben
one.
started
So
giving people
apologies for
notice
that.
now. You should just spring it on them.
Yeah, and I bet people have.
Oh,
Oh, don't know.
We'll get
well,
messages,
I had a panic
please.
once I'd done it, because I was like, "There's only one woman in this, and you are a woman, and you should, just pick." But like, these are really good
Yeah,
characters, and I'm
I think I
sorry.
did the same. Where I was like, I want. Obviously, there has to be a woman. There has to be an alien, or sorry, a creature. So I went for a xenomorph. I wanted
Of
a.
course, yeah.
But if it's from the first one, is that a female or a male?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Ask me
Interesting.
again this weekend, because I've got to watch that for another
Okay.
podcast
Okay.
homework.
Okay. Um, all great choices though. Okay, so let's do a little bit of horror news before we jump into the film of the week. So there's going to be a Hostel TV series, Eli Roth's Hostel. is in the works at Peacock with Paul Giamatti starring. Um, he went in the in the Hostel film, was he? Paul Giamatti? I mean, I don't think he was. No.
Paul Giamatti's Shoot 'em Up, right?
Yeah.
Love him.
Well,
I don't think he's
loads
in
of
that
stuff.
though.
Um, yeah, so Eli Roth will be writing, directing, and producing the Hostel series. Do we want this 20 years later? You know, I think like the Hostel films were very much of their time, weren't they? Whereas like the torture porn thing was kind of taking off. Is there really an audience for it anymore? Like, I think even the name Eli Roth used to sort of, no disrespect, it used to mean something. People are like, oh, Eli Roth's doing something. Let's see what's happening. Now it's kind of, I feel like he's attached to so many things. I've kind of lost count. But
I
um,
would argue, is it the time for a television series about the super rich preying on poor people and
killing them.
literally hunting them and torturing them to death for sport? That was
Real
the bloody
life.
news, mate. Now turn that around and do it the other way.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Now,
So the Hostel Part 3 came out in 2011. So yeah, it's been like 15 years, 14 years since we've had anything Hostel wise. It's not my favorite thing anyway. But
Me
Stacey, are
neither.
you a fan? Not
No,
really.
I think torture porn stuff is probably my least favorite area of horror because
Yeah.
it's also often done to women, isn't it? And I've kind of got sick of movies that are just purely violence against women,
Mm.
unless those women get to do a lot of violence back later. So I'm
Yeah.
not. It's not something I particularly enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even
I don't think I'll be watching that. Let's put it that way.
no, I'm not entirely sure about that, but I'll be interested to see. I think like if you're going to count Saw as torture porn, I think that's probably the only thing I'd be interested to see what's going to happen next with that, just because of Blumhouse having the rights for it. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. You're not much of a Hostel fan over here, you, Andy? Bit not a big fan.
it's all right. I don't like. I think the last time I watched Hostel, I think we did Hostel and Hostel 2 for an episode, right? And
Yeah, I think
as a
so.
double bill. Have I ever
Yeah,
watched 3? Yeah, I think it was an
I'll see
interesting
three.
thing. An interesting thing of its time.
Mm.
I don't feel particularly compelled to
Yeah, I feel it's one of these things
revisit
where
it.
like, okay, let's move, just move on, and that's fine. We can move on. We don't have to keep
Mm.
going back, and going back's fine as well. But pick and choose. Not everything needs a TV show or an origin story. But there's a new film coming out as well. This is a trailer for something called Do Not Enter, which is about urban explorers encountering supernatural entities. There was a poster reveal the other day. Now there's a trailer. A release date has not yet been set, but it's based on the 2005 novel Creepers by David Morrell. The story follows a group of thrill-seeking urban explorers known as the Creepers. They're the Creepers. Are the Creepers from The Descent? Did we say that last week? They are
Oh,
called
they're
the
the cave
Creepers.
lads, remember?
The cave lads. The cave. It's them bloody cave lads down there kicking off again. Bloody hell, they're always having a riot. Um, they live stream their adventures from abandoned locations. Now, of course, we've seen stuff like this recently. With Deadstream was very popular on Shudder just a couple of years ago, and
Black
I
Mold
feel
for Urban Explorers as
Black
well.
Mold, Urban Explorers. Yeah, yeah, you're right. So this isn't brand new, but sounds pretty interesting. The trailer looks pretty good as well. And from if you watch the trailer, you'll kind of see what kind of supernatural beings they might be. But go in blind, I think, because it feels like
Okay.
it's going to be a pretty good reveal. Um, I'll just work that out based on the post. Maybe even the poster looks a bit. I don't know. I don't want to spoil it, but it's a place. It's like a hotel called the Paragon, where they go, and yeah, a lot
Okay.
of these urban explorer things, I kind of like see a trailer for, and I go, this was one where I went, looks kind of cool, so might
Had,
check that out. And then
had,
finally, there's a
this
trailer
might be
for
a final bit of news.
what was that?
This might be a final bit of news. I was going to say I felt like I'd slipped into another dimension for a second when you posted recently the trailer for Shelby Oaks. Is that what you were going to
I
mention?
was just about to mention Shelby X. Now we have seen this already, Andy.
That was my problem, Ben. I watched the trailer when you posted it saying, tell you what, this looks pretty good. Doesn't it? I'm quite
Tell
interested
you
in this.
what,
And then I saw the title and be like, yeah, we saw it at Fright Fest last year. And that lack of memory is not an indictment of the quality of the film. I liked it. It's just a lot of water under the bridge.
yeah,
A lot of
but
synapses fired since then.
not just that, but I feel like I read something recently that reshoots have happened. Now I don't know if the reshoots have happened before the version we saw at Fright Fest, and they were just it was like an old story resurfacing. But there have been reshoots, and now it's been picked up by Neon as well. so it's going to obviously get quite a lot of distribution from that. But it's the movie by YouTube film critic Chris Stuckman. It's his feature film debut, and it's called Shelby Oaks. Now, you could go back to our Fright Fest 2024 episode and listen to me and Andy discuss it. I don't think in great detail. I don't think we spoil anything,
It's a
but I
lot to
think we
cover.
maybe
Yeah.
give our opinion on it. I definitely thought it was good. I liked it. It's about so Mia uncovers new and disturbing leads related to Riley's disappearance. I think it's her sister, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, sisters vanished.
And she uncovers evidence of a hidden supernatural evil dating all the way back to her and Riley's childhood. Not a supernatural evil again. Just leave everyone alone, for God's
I mean,
sake.
that's what all the
Supernatural
families say,
evils.
as I recall from the film. It's another of those films where like someone is like, "I'm investigating the disappearance of my sister," and then everyone else, like her husband, everyone's like, "It's been 8 weeks. Give it a rest."
Oh
Or
yeah, no, I do remember that. A lot can happen in 8 weeks. All right, I have
Just, it's time for us to move on. Yes.
in Coronation Street. There have been 3 episodes a week. Everyone's moved on from their trauma. Get on with it. It is a bit
And
like
that time
that.
Sonia was an alcoholic just for a day, and then she got better.
That's how it happens in these things. Got moves fast. But yeah, you know
Don't send
what?
us emails. I know that was EastEnders.
Oh yeah, I could have corrected
don't-
you.
I have no idea.
could have
I've not
corrected
watched
you.
a soap for years.
Me neither. But I feel like the hard hitters like Sonia. I'm still aware of her. I'm still aware of what she's up to. I think she came back recently, didn't she?
Did she?
Yeah.
I'm glad
I
she's
saw
doing
like
right.
a really funny like fight. You know when like a character used to leave a soap and they'd do like a walk to the edge of the set because it wasn't the street. Walk to the edge of the set and then look back and it'd be like
Do a slightly different music.
it'd be a piano version of the main
Yeah,
theme.
yeah.
The bummer version, as I like
Yeah.
to call it.
I remember
What's it
when
called?
The bummer version.
yeah, the real bummed out version.
Oh, okay.
I remember when her boyfriend Future Trunks died on Christmas Day during Billy Mitchell's wedding.
Future Trunks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jamie Mitchell looks exactly like Future Trunks, except he died of being hit by a car, not by androids from the future.
Why is someone
no.
always dying on Christmas Day in these soaps? Just don't go out. Just stay in your house.
Sometimes that's what will get you. There'll be a carbon monoxide or something.
Yeah. Or a train will like crash into the building that you're in.
Yeah, that
somehow.
happens, doesn't it?
When there's
Mad.
been a contract renegotiation.
We got to kill off 12 characters in a row. Well, they're all having a house party, which is
Oh no, it's London. There's been a rain of fire. Oh,
Rain in the house, it's fine. Don't
bloody
worry
hell,
about it.
someone's dug up a new tube line under Albert Square. Only
Oh.
unearthed dragons, haven't they? It's going to be
Oh.
years before.
I think they might have
Aw.
unleashed a
Bale turns up for
supernatural
this.
evil, maybe.
You're making me want to watch that film now, Andy.
Oh, rain of fire.
Is it good? I don't
Nah,
remember.
not really.
Nah. Nah, shit. Okay, that's all I've got for horror news. Let's talk about what we've been watching for the last 7 days or so. You know, Stacey, it can be longer than 7 days because you're not on the show every week. Anything that you've seen in the last week that you'd like to recommend or not recommend or shit on, you can do that as well.
Okay. Well, there's one film that's not really a horror, but I just really want to say the title out loud and just see how people react to it. I literally went to the cinema to see a movie called The Pee Pee Poo Poo Man.
Wait, no, I saw your post about this, I think. So,
And it's actually quite funny.
so you actually went to a cinema to watch it?
Yes, it was a one night only thing at the Mockingbird Cinema in Digbeth in Birmingham, and it was what had happened was I took a screenshot of the Mockingbird's Instagram and sent it to my husband just with the word "what," and he replied, "Oh, I actually kind of want to see this," and I was like, "I beggeth your entire pardon, sir. What are you talking about?" And then he sent me the trailer, and it's basically like a sort of documentary style movie about a guy who goes around throwing buckets of shit and piss at people in Toronto. But it's actually really funny.
Oh, okay.
It's just on the it just goes like on the. It's only 79 minutes, and it's still on the cusp of outstaying its welcome.
Yeah.
But largely, it's actually like really quite enjoyable for a sort of slightly badly made indie movie.
I've seen a lot about this. Didn't this start as like a bit of a meme slash joke based on like a poster that someone had made that was like it was taking a piss out of films like The Babadook and stuff like that, where it was like names of something. It was like he's coming for you, the pee pee poo poo man. I remember seeing it years ago, and
Yeah.
someone's obviously taken that and gone, let's make an actual film.
they've started their production company is called A24, but it's like EH, like the Canadian E, which I just think that's
Oh
really
my
funny.
God.
That's really funny. So if you're able to see that, I don't know where it's really showing, but if you're able to see it, it's actually like genuinely quite funny. But it does hinge on whether or not you can stand the sight of, like, you know, fake poop dripping off of people's faces and like little kernels of corn in people's hair and things like that.
Might be touch and go.
Yeah.
I also watched a movie this week called Freaked. It's from, I want to say, the 90s, like 93 or something. I watched this because we were in a new, I'm just plugging all the places in Digbeth today, a new rock pop culture bar in Birmingham called Spoilers. And they screen movies that you can buy headphones for, so you can actually watch them. And they were screening Freaked, but we couldn't watch it because we were about to go see the PP Poo Poo Man. But
sorry, whoever was engaged.
It looked quite good, and Alex Winters was in it, and I was like, oh, I don't think I've seen him in anything other than a Bill and Ted. So we went home and we watched that, and I'm in two minds, and I would recommend it for anybody who loves like a sort of screwball 90s horror comedy, because it's very much that. It has some really fantastic practical effects, like makeup and horrible, like, you know, gooey monster mutation bits, but it was also like, I don't do very well with like 90s comedy. It was a bit too like, way, we're a bit wacky lads for me, so I was like, oh. So but I think if you appreciate like the sort of you know, mutant person sort of creature feature type thing, you'd probably quite enjoy it.
I think it's just got a 4K like restoration.
Yes, it has.
I saw some pictures the other day.
With like, and the artwork that comes with it is just like insane, like stickers of all the cartoon versions of all the characters and stuff. I think this may have popped up on the recent In Search of Darkness, like the 90s one. And yeah, I haven't seen it, but everything I saw of it on that documentary made it look really good, so I'd like to check it out.
Yeah, I'd recommend it. I think it's just that style of comedy wasn't really for me, but my hubby absolutely loved it and immediately started looking at whether or not to buy that 4K restoration.
Yeah.
Get it on the old watch list.
And then the other thing that I watched was, I realised the other day that there was one James Gunn movie I've never seen before, and it was Slither. So I decided to pop that on. Now, the reason I'd avoided it at the time that it came out was because I got a thing about slugs, lads. Don't like them. Gross, say they. I don't like how they're all gooey and they leave like snot behind. And I just don't like the fact that like you can't, like, they haven't really got a discernible face, and like just everything about them.
You can't
kind
eat
of freaks
one
me
because
out.
it'll send you into toxic shock or something like that.
You say that,
You get lungworm.
You say that, but I have eaten a slug, and I know this because my mum told me that when I was a toddler, she went out into the garden and she saw me eating a slug, and she didn't want to touch it to get it out of my mouth, so she just let me do it. And I'm not advocating for slug eating. Like, no. I don't think I'm well adjusted, and it might be the slug's fault. Who knows? So don't eat slugs, folks. It's
good to have an excuse to fall back on, though. I feel like when you can make
my
that.
mum let me eat a slug when I was 3. Like, what do you want from me?
Yeah, give me a break. Leave me alone.
But I really enjoyed Slither, like more than I thought I would, considering a lot of the time I was just going, ugh.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what it's going for, isn't it? So he just, like, James Gunn casts his movies so well, and everybody in that movie knows exactly what they're doing and brings like exactly the right energy for that kind of a film. So yeah, like I enjoyed it quite a lot, and I'm quite glad I've seen all of his films now and that I've liked them all, because I thought, wouldn't that be bad if there's just one film of his I didn't like? I'd feel quite mean about it.
Not on this one, no.
The horror one as well.
Yeah.
Is that everything? Do you think?
The only other thing I will vaguely mention is that if you were like us thinking, oh, there's a new I Know What You Did Last Summer movie coming out, I'll watch all the other ones. Don't watch I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. That's a bad idea. It's a bad idea, and it's one of those movies that's not like so bad it's a laugh. It's just shit, lads.
Yeah. You commented on my Letterboxd review, didn't you? I think you did.
I might have done. Like
Yeah,
I
I think you said
literally
so.
what bothered me about it was like the point of the I Know What You Did Last Summer movies is that the original accident is kind of an accident.
Yeah.
And the group of people are shitty in the fact that they hide it, but you can understand why, because they're panicking.
Ryan
They're,
Phillippe's got a college scholarship. He don't
We
want to
gotta
lose
go to
that.
college, man.
exactly. But this movie, they pull what is like a really insensitive prank, and one of them dies doing it. And I'm like, well, that's your fucking fault, lads. And
Yeah.
I don't care about it, the rest of you. Like you pulled a prank that was going to be really upsetting to everybody in this town. So,
I
like,
did
maybe don't be a dickhead.
we may have mentioned it either on the show or maybe the I know what you did last summer episode that I did recently with Alice. But I hate the fact that the accident is like somebody jumping off a roof on a skateboard into what they feel like is going to be a pile of mattresses, but ends up being like a tractor with a
A big pole on it.
Full
big
of
pole on
acid.
it, and they get. You'd look before you leap, wouldn't you? That's the
Yeah.
point. You'd go. Hang on,
There's a
mattress is
famous
gone.
phrase about that.
Look before you leap.
I like the idea that he was just midair and he was like, it's not mattresses, and
Yeah.
just died.
There was a horrible bit as well where someone had like a dream slash vision, and it was like him as the killer, and I was like, I have never been less threatened by anyone in my life.
I didn't even realise that was a dream sequence at that point either, because the quality of that movie as well, in terms of like how it looks, is bad. So I
Yeah.
didn't realise it was a dream sequence because the whole movie looked like grainy and gritty and shit.
I also hate it when, sorry to shit on this, I've probably shit on this film enough. I'm going to do it again. You know, when in films, like people are in bands, but you're like, just don't believe it. You're just like,
The opposite of Smile 2. It's
here
like
I
this.
am doing the song. It's like, oh, for God's sake.
I was talking about this recently on an episode of Never Seen where we spoke about the movie Hard Boiled, because there's quite a long scene at the very start where somebody is
Boiling
playing
an
like
egg. That's the only way to do it.
jazz clarinet or something, but it's blatantly obvious that he can't play the clarinet, and they keep like zooming in on his hands, not playing to even the same, like it's not even the same rhythm as the songs, because like I don't know the notes on a clarinet, so I don't know if his fingers are in the right place, but he's like hitting notes when the notes aren't changing or not pressing keys when they are, and I'm like, stop this. It drives me mad. I'm
Like anyone
just
playing a video game in a movie.
or doing
Mashing all the
hack.
buttons.
Yeah.
I'm hacking, just don't mind me, I'm hacking the gun.
Oh man, game over.
Throws the thing.
Throws the thing.
Oh, I entertain myself. I'm going to have to share it to the amusement of no one but me. But I'm not sure I've seen. I'll always know what you did last summer.
Don't.
And then when you mention it now, in my head, canonically, it's just that bit from Watchmen when Dr. Manhattan's sitting on the moon, experiencing all of time at once. You'll always know, and you'll never know.
I'm sick of these films, these hooks.
Yeah, it's 2001. Ryan Philippe and his friends are in trouble for killing a fisherman. It's 2003. Some other children are in trouble for doing an accident. It's 2025. Someone doesn't put the bloody mattresses down.
Oh, that's great. What does he make out of glass?
God.
What's his big thing? Just a big hook out of glass.
Yes. Just that car full of crabs. That's how they got there.
God.
Dr. Man, that's how that body in the first one, like, because he can turn things
gosh.
into anything and how are we going to cover this body? Oh, fuck it, turn it to crabs.
Crabs.
Crabs. Oh, it's the first thing I could think of. Sorry, it was a real Ghostbusters scenario there. Well, there we go.
I mean, yeah, I'm sorry about that.
That's right. That was all good. I've only got one thing to mention. I'm going to mention The Running Man. Now, the reason I'm going to mention The Running Man is because, of course, we're getting a remake. Edgar Wright.
So good.
Trailer looks great. I feel like The Running Man might have been one of the films I watched the most, like as a kid, because I feel like because it was an Arnie film, I just loved it, and because it was like. It wasn't quite an action film. I mean, it is an action film, it's not like a violent action film. Well, it is, but
It is.
I think you know
Cuts
what.
a man in half. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, all right,
That's
okay.
quite violent.
It's not like Commando or anything like that, It's like it's silly. I remember it being silly. It's so much more silly than I remember it being. I just like it's
The
so
fella dressed as a
so
Christmas
silly.
tree.
Fellow dressed as a Christmas tree. What does Arnie call him? What does he use all of his wits to call him? Hey,
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 Christmas
lighthead.
tree.
No, he calls him Lighthead first, and then
Lighthead.
Christmas tree. I'm like, grow up. His one-liners, and now I'm a fan of an Arnie one-liner. Most of them in this film fall flat. because he says I'll be back. I don't remember
Is,
that.
is Sub-Zero one?
Sub-Zero,
Now Plane
Plane
Zero.
Lane Zero.
That's so good.
All
What are you talking about?
all of the stalkers are not threatening at all. They're all so silly. They're all like British 90s wrestlers. I'm not talking like WWE or anything like that, WWF.
Giant
British
haystacks
giant
going after
haystacks
him.
type people. People, I just said, just run. Because all of these people are, do you know what I mean? Like, and then I was like, oh, he's got a motorbike.
Just go somewhere he can't ice skate.
Just go somewhere that man can ice skate. Just go somewhere
Up
with
some
that man
stairs.
with
Go to a multi-story car park.
10 tons of LED lights on him. Like it can't go. Anyway, I it's still fun, it's still fun. It's still a good laugh. But it's not my favorite Arnie film, but it's still fun. It's still like a classic B movie, isn't it?
Oh, I love it.
You love it, Stacey?
It's my favourite Arnie film.
It is your
and
favorite.
It is my absolute favourite. I love everything about it. I love all the shit one-liners. I love all the rippling muscles. I like. I love the fact that they make I love the fact that it's about fake news and it's from the 80s. Like what we do.
Yeah.
Like it's such a good
I
film.
remember
What
it
I love
making me
about it is how it's nothing like the original story, really.
Yeah, it's not, is it? No.
I'm really excited about the Edgar Wright version just because apparently it's going to be closer to the source material, so it is going to be a very different
30
film.
days in the Edgar Wright one, isn't it? 30
It's like
days.
being in Hunted.
It's what you do is
Yeah,
you
it
get
is.
sort of set out into the world, and you just have to if you live 30 days, job done, isn't it?
It's like being hardcore champion, basically, right? So everyone in the world can get you.
Even the referee.
Well, so not everybody in the world can get you, but everybody in the world can grass you up, and they will get a reward for that.
Oh,
If
they'll
somebody,
get like
if a
they'll get
hunter
like the home
gets
version
you,
of the game.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like real life because everyone's bloody grass, aren't they? Everyone's a grass. I used to get so that film used to really stress me out because I used to when they used to like set him up and go, here's the footage of him killing all these people with the helicopter. I used to go, oh, he didn't, and just like
yeah,
fuming. And when he got his comeuppance, I was like, and what about the dance sequences between each round as well?
Oh, I love that they have like a whole dance sequence, like a dance routine planned for the death of each hunter. They've got to practice those in advance. Don't worry about it. We're just practicing in case Dynamo dies.
And they go, oh, but Dynamo's the champion. He's never been beaten. Well, you never know. People are going to start betting on this new guy. Never.
I love that old lady who calls Ben Richards one mean motherfucker. Like that whole film, chef's kiss. It's like that and Total Recall are like right at the tippity top of the Arnie movies for me.
I think
Pinnacle.
Total Recall is definitely out there for me. The Running Man just is one. And again, I'm not like slating it at all. I still really love it. I just pointing out the things that maybe haven't aged so well.
Yeah.
But still, it's still a great
I'm
film.
looking forward to the new version. And actually, Ben, now I think of it, I'm going to send this out into the world now. Some Arnie and some horror, especially as it's going to be seasonally appropriate. Should we do End of Days at Christmas this year?
End of Days recently popped up when I was scrolling through one of the streaming services, and I did say, that's a great one to do on Horror Hangout. Come on,
a bit of Gabriel Byrne, the devil, and getting a kid hit by a car when he's riding his skateboard. And we get to do my favourite Arnie one-liner, underrated from all of his one-liners, the Jesus, Marge, what the fuck?
I went to an overnight Arnie marathon once, and when everybody came out of the cinema, it was like we'd all come down with some sort of Arnie Tourette's, and everybody was going like, "Oh!" as we left and stuff. But I kept shouting, "Put that cookie down," which is like a line from I think Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way,
and everybody was looking at me like I'd completely gone off. But that's the only line I've been able to master in my impression of Arnie. You see,
it was good. I thought it was Arnie for a second. Mine was. I won't do the impression. Mine was always, "Who is your daddy and what does he do?" That was.
Oh yeah, it's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
See, his non-action, non-horror films are so good. Underrated, Arnie. I'm going to say this, and we'll move on to horror-related stuff. But Last Action Hero, come on.
Oh, hell
underrated.
Oh, is there a crocodile in End of Days?
That's Eraser.
That's Eraser. Oh, same era though, isn't it? It's that same Arnie era, late 90s. Andy, have you seen anything this week you wanted to mention?
All primarily Fright Fest preparation. Did go and see Superman. Very good.
Hell yes.
Of course, the big event that of course I need to talk about is after we said goodbye to season 1 of Friday the 13th, the TV series. Much like night follows day, strawberries follow cream, and a weaker example follows two better ones. Series 2 follows season 1 of that show. Bit of continuity built in now. It began with a previously on Friday the 13th, and it gave us the series. I don't know, Ben, if you remember the other week when we had the bottle of dreams that forced our heroes, Mickey and Ryan, into a clip show scenario, and Jack was able to get them out of their dreams before their heart exploded. This one begins with the fact that Uncle Lewis, for those following along, he is their uncle which began the series, who is currently in hell forever. He's bad because he made a deal with the devil. He's back as like an antagonist character now, and like a bit like X-Files, the program that ripped off Friday the 13th, the series. We've got a little bit of continuity and longer mystery now. So Uncle Lewis is sort of an antagonist now. He's appearing in mirrors. He is laughing at them, and they start the second series with a bang. Uncle Lewis finds this. He's got a house. He finds that he had a house. It's full of mirrors. He can appear through mirrors. He possesses a petty criminal on parole, sucks our heroes into hell, and Jack literally has to go into a mirror dimension to close the door on the devil just as he's about to get out.
I feel like the stakes are getting incredibly high on this show.
Things are going absolutely wild.
Season opener.
You'll be glad to know, Ben, the Egypt expert that turned up at the end of the last series. He's hung about. Rashid, his friend, who literally,
that's good.
None of the mysticism. He literally just can do magic. Like
magic is a thing in this universe.
Yeah, he just could you reckon we could do that? And he's, oh yeah, the proper incantations. I can turn this mirror into a dimensional gateway for you. Cheers, Rashid. I don't know if he's going to continue with them, but it's looking like he could be at least a semi-permanent addition. They're good mates. I'm interested to see if this carries on with this format or if it goes back to its haunted item of the week ways next week.
How many more haunted items are there out there? Do we know?
Well, there are 72 episodes, Ben, and we are on season 2 of episode 2.
But I'm just wondering if
number 27 in total. So
have they ever gone, that's it? That's all of them?
We've collected them all.
No,
they're still going. The next episode I'm going to watch, season 2, episode 2. I'm looking forward to your guesses for this one, Stacey, if you want to play along.
Oh, gosh, okay.
The episode title for season 2, episode 2 is The Voodoo Mambo. What's the haunted item? What's the nature of that going to be?
Is it Lou Vega? Is that his name?
We can only hope so.
I'm not going to even try and speculate.
A little bit of Monica.
I'm going to put my foot in my mouth a little bit.
Okay, well, good, sensible choice.
Wait, say it again.
The Voodoo Mambo.
The Voodoo Mambo. It's a copy of Mambo number 5 that's been turned into a voodoo doll of sorts.
Now you've conjured that, Ben. I did see something, like it's not new news. It's not something that recently happened, but I saw did you know? Apparently Stephen King's wife once threatened to leave him for listening to Mambo number 5 too much.
I wonder what book he was writing when he was listening to that.
He just said he was writing. He'd love his music on, and he thought he was listening to it back to back, and his wife apparently came in and went, "If you play that one more time, I am literally leaving you." And he went, "Good bit of growth." He didn't double down on that. He went, "Fair play. I've been listening to it a lot. I won't play it anymore." Yeah. But you can just imagine. Maybe he's using it to think. I need names for these characters.
I'm thinking of character names. Yeah, there's.
Right. I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask AI. If there are any Stephen King characters called Pamela, Angela, Sandra, or Rita, Monica, Erica,
there's got to be,
and so on,
there's got to be. You should want to you want to cross-reference it to see how many, like the most of them appear in one book.
I'll find that out. But that is what I've watched apart from Film of Week.
Find out what he was writing in 1997. Was that when Mambo number 5 came out? Maybe. Yeah. Okay. So that is everything apart from the Film of the Week. Now. Disclaimer, we're getting to this film a bit late in the day. The reason being, this was released in the UK right at the end of July, and it was released in May everywhere else. I think right at the end of May everywhere else, so we got it really late.
Because this used to be a proper country, Ben. Cheers, kid.
This used to be a proper country. We would get horror films on the day of release.
We could be traumatized early.
We could be traumatized at our own, whenever we wanted to, all right? At our own discretion. But yeah, the film of the week is Bring Her Back, a 2025 Australian supernatural psychological horror film directed by Danny and Michael. Is it Philippou?
Philippou, yeah.
Directed by Danny and Michael Philippou. It stars Billy Barratt, Sora Wong, Jonah Wren Phillips, and Sally Hawkins. The plot follows two step siblings who find themselves orphaned and placed in the middle of a. It says this is kind of a spoiler. In the middle of something weird by their new foster mother. That's what I'm going to say. Even though we're going to spoil the film, I don't want to spoil it right off the bat. So in terms of ratings, we've got 7.2 out of 10 on IMDb. Rotten Tomatoes, 89% audience score, 79% critic score. Letterboxd, 3.7 out of 5. And some choice reviews from Letterboxd. Holly Amanda says, a great addition to the BBCCU universe. Or actually, I think U stands for universe. That is the Bitches Be Crazy cinematic universe. I agree with that. Lauren says, oh, that's 4 stars from Holly, by the way. Lauren says, if there's one thing the Philippou brothers are going to do, it's fuck up some poor kid's face. 3.5 stars. Connor says, pissing someone else's pants is diabolical.
Yeah,
5 stars.
truly.
Especially Sally Hawkins doing it. It's giving me Paddington derangement syndrome.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel.
Has anybody done a welfare check on Paddington lately?
His pants.
He never puts marmalade sandwiches in his hat. Just why have I always got a hat sandwich in my hat?
Has he got
doing
pants
it the
as well?
second he goes to sleep? No, he doesn't wear pants. Just wears
he
a
don't wear
big,
pants because he don't
big
want him
duffel
pissed.
coat.
Is that where they scrapped her for the 3rd movie, do we think?
Yeah.
Stop making him piss his pants. And then Kylo.
Stop undermining Mr. Gruber's sanity.
And then Kylo says, horrific and brutal, but boy, did Sally Hawkins rock those rose pink retro shades at the funeral. 4.5 stars. There we go. So obviously, this is getting a lot of love across the horror fans across the pond and here in the UK so far. I'll come out and say it. This is probably my favorite film of the year so far. That's 2 for 2 now. Danny and Michael Philippou in terms of their releases. I loved Talk to Me as well. I think they're so good at just creating these worlds that feel like lived in and real. I mean, I'm not Australian, but you know what? I feel like this is probably what it's like, maybe without the supernatural goings on. But it feels real. The characters feel real. They feel like real people, and yeah, it's great. It's great. I loved it. Any additions to that?
Yeah, the expansion that I did love it. I watched this with my sister while she was on a visit, and what I really love about their movies is that they give you just enough. But actually, if there's a piece of backstory which isn't necessary, they leave those gaps for you to fill in, and I really like it about this. My sister was asking about, oh, do we know what happened to the daughter's mom? And I was like, no, but you don't need to know. She's not part of it. Like, you need to, like, whether she has left them or she has died or whatever, it doesn't matter. They don't need to waste time on what's happened because she's not part of the story. It's enough to know that she's not there.
I read something saying that like the pieces of the puzzle are all there in the world for you to access.
Yeah, they write them, don't they? But they just don't put it in the film. Apparently, they
Yeah.
write extensively about all the background to everything. There is like a Bible, which I'm sure will make a wonderful bit of collector's edition material one of these days. But you don't, if it's not necessary for the bit of the story you're telling in the film, it doesn't go in. And I really like that about that, as well as them doing horrible, scary things.
Very horrible, very scary.
Stabbing a kid's face off.
Yeah. Stacey, initial thoughts? Did you think?
So my initial thoughts, I had no idea what this film was going to be when I went into it, and my hubby put it. We went to see it, and he was like, "Look, I'm just going to put this out there. This is probably going to be distressing." And I was like, "Look, I've seen Talk to Me. I think I know what I'm going to get." And then we watched that film, and I don't think I've been quite so viscerally upset by a movie as I was by this one. And I actually vowed it was one of those movies that was going to go on the list of things Stacey thinks are amazing, but probably will never ever watch again in her entire life. And then you guys invited me on this show, and this was the only film in the list that you'd given me of things that I'd seen, and I had to watch it. Again, and I can
Oh,
tell
God.
you,
Sorry about that.
it does not get easier second time round. It doesn't.
Thank
Should
you
have
for
given
facing
us-
trauma for us.
If anything, I think I was more on edge because I was just waiting for the bits that I knew that were going to upset me to come, because I was like,
Yeah.
oh no, it's happening. But yeah, like non-spoilery thoughts. Just an absolute emotional gut punch of awful, isn't it? But it's brilliant.
Yeah. But like the thing that keeps popping up is kind of like a lot of people who don't like it keep saying things like it's just grief horror, and we've seen grief horror done a million times. But I'm like, it was only a few weeks before seeing this where I think I mentioned that grief horror and exorcisms, and I know this isn't straight up an exorcism movie, but I feel like both of those needed something fresh. And the fact that we kind of this film does both for those sort of like subgenres or those types of movies for me, and it just made me think, when you're just like convinced that grief horror is over, like we've seen everything. There's no way we need to see anything else. We've seen everything.
Yeah, I've
And
had
you
enough.
see
I've had
this
the
and you go,
boogeyman. I've had a smile. I've had the lot.
and you go, actually, right, this is it. This is grief horror. This is the first instance of me truly understanding grief horror. This isn't just like all the metaphors whacking you over the head with how heavy-handed they are. This is just like so well done, so well crafted, so measured that you can almost have a different experience watching this movie, watching it a second time. I haven't done that, so Stacey, you can tell me if I'm correct or not. Whereas you're looking out for completely different things, little bits that are signposted that perhaps you didn't see the first time around, I guess.
Yeah, the thing for me, I mean, on your initial point about, are we doing too much grief horror and whatever, I've never understood this argument where people are like, we've got too many superhero movies, we have too many this, we
Yeah.
have too many that. You don't have to see them if you don't want to. It's fine. I think it's great that they exist. Give me 1 billion movies a year. I want to put as many of them in my eyes as I can, and hopefully I will like at least half of them. Like, I just love new things. I love cinema. Like, it's magic, isn't it? So I hate this idea that some people have, like, oh, we've done grief horror before, so we'll do it again. We'll do it slightly differently. Sometimes we might do it exactly the fucking same, but I don't care, because I just want to see these stories. And I will say, like, I was a bit worried about this film because I didn't take to talk to me quite as much as most of the people did, but I think I watched that at a bad time because my husband's mother had just passed away unexpectedly of a completely random heart attack, and we didn't know it was a dead mom movie.
Yeah.
So we popped
okay.
it on thinking this is just, it's just a horror film where you can talk to the dead. So we just thought, yeah, bang that on. That'll be something to not have to think about, the sad realities of life for a bit. And then it was like, she wants to talk to a dead mom. And I was like, oh, fucking hell. So I was a bit worried about
it wasn't just solely on you. I'm really pushing for this movie. No, what have I done?
Yeah, what did we do this for? So I was a bit worried about this film because I've actually experienced something like about 8 bereavements since then. It's been a weird couple of years for the old Stace. And I thought this is going to fully break me, and I think it did. But I think it did it in such a way that it was like catharsis, like it was a necessary breaking and a sort of almost amending by the
That's
end.
good. I love it. I love it when films do that. That's what I'm looking for.
Well, this is why I sort of thought I'm never going to watch that again, because I'm not going to have that emotional reaction to it again. And some of the scenes in it were like, we'll get to them when we talk a bit more spoilery, but there were some scenes that I was genuinely like, I can't look at that. I can't even look at that. But yeah, the second time I saw it, like you were saying, there's a lot of bits in there. One of the things I did notice that I thought was fantastic was I hadn't noticed in the first watch how many clues there would have been about Sally Hawkins' character being, not in a good place, that the kids would have noticed if one of them hadn't been mostly blind. Like, there are a lot of parts where she would have picked up on a lot of things if she hadn't been mostly blind.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a thing I hadn't noticed the first time round, is that it's like a whole like tied in metaphor for how blind Sally Hawkins was because of her grief. Like, she couldn't see. She had this whole new family here that she could start again. She could do something wonderful here, and instead she was just so blinded by her own grief. She went down this horrible route instead. And like, yeah, the second watch actually gave me like a whole extra
Yeah, blinded
appreciation for the film.
blinded by her grief, maybe like it was guilt in a way that she
Mm.
felt like she owed it to her daughter to. But yeah, I mean, in terms of just taking one step back towards like the grief horror thing, is that I feel like some films, and yeah, I'm gonna watch all the films and I'm gonna enjoy some of them and not others as well. I don't like it when I watch a film about grief where I feel like the film fundamentally doesn't understand what it's trying to portray to me. It's almost like it's misunderstanding grief. It's giving you the hits essentially. It's going, well, when people die, they're constantly seeing the face of the person who's died like in everywhere and this and that. And it can feel a bit heavy-handed, it can feel a bit obvious, it can feel a bit like, and then other films kind of like try and replicate that. And obviously, we had a lot of the wave of like the Blumhouse movies with like swimming pool, teddy bear. Was it a teddy bear?
Yeah.
Imaginary,
Yeah.
where it was almost
Go
like
on, see.
the same sort of thing, and it almost like was it didn't quite work for me. But at its essence, grief horror is absolutely something because I think it's something we all understand, we've all experienced, we've all gone through different, obviously the different stages of it. We've all come to terms with it in different ways and seen other people react in different ways to grief as well. So it's a very, very complex thing where no one experience is probably the same. So to see something like this with situations and characters and people that I'm almost like I can't even begin to imagine like what that must have been like, what this must have been like, how that person must feel. Even though that person the bad guy in this story? Yes, but I understand their pain, I understand their
Mhm.
grief. But these people don't deserve to be now drawn into that either. It just gives me such great like this is what cinema should be for me, where I'm literally understanding all the characters and understanding their motivations and everything in such a great way where I feel like some horror movies might just try and draw you in with something and then give you a big jump
Yeah,
scare with
I think
another
it's like
thing.
landing the metaphor there, or
Mm.
like really landing the point you're trying to make. Like I agree with you, Ben. Like grief and sadness are such fundamental elements of a lot of brilliant horror movies. But I think my problem with some of the recent releases from when we're watching these things and analyzing them is when I feel like it has been maybe used as a shortcut in the end rather than have something more interesting as an explanation. I really liked Smile 2, but I famously have spoken before, I didn't really like Smile 1, where
Mm.
basically the message of that story was misery is inevitable. You can't escape from it. Kill yourself, maybe. Like I don't think that we're
Yeah.
not, in the year of our Lord, 2025, and those years that just previous it, I don't think that's the message that we necessarily needed
Mhm.
at that time. And the same, I think we can afford to be because of the experiences that people have, and it's not to diminish those that do feel about it this way, that this monster that you've got that you've inherited from those that came before you, whatever, is inevitable and you can't fight against it and you have to you're just gonna have to bear with it or learn to live with it. I when we are really gonna go down that metaphorical route, I like to understand that it isn't just uh an insurmountable thing and there is some hope to it and there is things that people can do with it. And I think this movie, and talk to me before it as well, there is humanity, there is a capacity to succeed or fail, but there is something you can do, and there are things that people can try, and there are ways you can explore
There's
that. And
this
I think
film's
we'll go
got
into it this movie because of the complexity and the nuance of the characters. Sally Hawkins, who we'll talk about in particular,
I feel
does
like there's
terrible things. Is she wholly evil? No.
that's what I was gonna say. Like I think there's hope for everybody in this film, and everybody in it is fundamentally flawed, some in far worse ways than others. But I feel like there's hope for everybody to sort of come out of this, having learned something,
Yeah.
maybe.
With the exception of a couple of people who sadly absolutely do eat shit in this one.
Do
Yeah, they
not
do.
make it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
They do.
I mean, poor Ollie when he gets home.
Oh yeah, I didn't. I kind of didn't.
The shit haircut he's been given is the least of his problems when he gets back.
Where have you been?
Look at this
Uh,
picture of you from the beach before you were robbed off with. Beautiful head of hair.
it reminds me of those pictures where it's like this kid went missing for like I don't know 2 weeks in the wilderness, and it's like the before and after pictures of
Yeah.
them, and he just looks the after one. He's just like absolutely shell shocked. He's seen some shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so in terms of the cast, we have got Billy. I guess there's no. It's kind of like three leads essentially, isn't it? Well, four, I guess you could say. Oliver as well. Billy Barratt is Andy. Sora Wong is Piper. I will say Sora Wong. My God, I was like, this performance is like generational
Yeah.
because do you know? Well, and again, I'll talk about people being flawed. Probably the most innocent and perfect young girl. I'm just
Genuinely
like,
lovely little kid.
please, nothing bad happened to her. Please get away from her, Sally Hawkins. I was just like devastated for her, like at every turn, and just her relationship with Oliver, with Andy as well, and just like the bit with this was seeing the shooting star. Oh God. Anyway, Sally Hawkins is Laura, a grieving mother. Jonah Wren Phillips is Oliver, Laura's foster son. He's got a lovely head of ginger hair, they say.
Yeah.
He's got a lovely head of ginger hair. Has he? Yeah. Go along with it. He loves it. He loves this joke. Um, oh, and then I guess the only other key character, Sally Ann Upton, is the social worker Wendy. Oh my God, Wendy. You should have called
Poor
for
old
backup.
Wendy. Yeah.
Don't go on
Although,
your own.
versus lots of other films we've seen, surprisingly not too damning of the work of social services.
No.
They're not perfect, but they do listen to a kid when it's important to.
Yeah, exactly. Um, okay, so we begin. Well, how do we begin? Is it straight up with the tragedy, or are we introduced to the characters a little bit more?
Did we get a little
So
bit of video?
the cold open is the little bit of a spooky
Yes.
video footage
Yes,
of
yes,
a
yes.
scary ritual.
I am so glad. I don't know how you guys feel about this. I'm so glad that it wasn't just like this ritual was something that we got to like see with all these people like for real essentially happen
Yeah.
in the film because again I don't want to be this guy because I know I've already said about grief horror but I feel like cults we're getting to a point with cults as well we're a bit like okay I get it but it needs to show me something. I like the fact that this was just on a tape and
Yeah.
essentially what Laura's character was doing like a watching a YouTube
A
Yeah.
YouTube
tutorial.
tutorial
Yeah,
on yeah.
it all leans into the leanness of these films, right? We didn't have to see Sally Hawkins being sad and doing
Yeah.
some Googling, do like obligatory like
Somewhere
research
getting the
scene.
tape, yeah.
Yeah, go to like an eyes wide shut club with masks and then get handed this video.
Yeah.
Like she's just got it. That's all you need to know. She's got it from somewhere. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter where, but there's this video that we see
Charity
of
shop.
someone doing a bring her back ritual. Probably just got it in a job lot, just box of VHS tapes.
I will say there's very little scarier to me than like VHS style footage. I don't know why. There's just something about like the grain and the tracking. I'm
Yeah.
immediately put on edge. I was like, oh no, this film's gonna scare me.
Yeah.
Like
This
straight
could be a
away.
real thing. They're going to turn around and look at me in a minute, and it's going to be horrible.
That
Yeah.
that image of like somebody kind of like sitting up. It's right. It's framed like real close on their face. That was in the trailer, and I think that was the bit for me where I got like the old scary goosebumps. Where I was a bit like,
That's
oh,
you waking up with the beer fear back in the day.
oh, what's going on? Oh,
Someone draw a circle on my head quick.
my head's in agony. Get me ibuprofen and draw a circle on my head, please. Yeah, that was terrifying, and yeah, I like the fact that she's just got it. We don't need to know where it's come from, but the history of the cult, yada yada yada. I like that. That's what these films respect the audience, and they respect the audience enough to not need to give you
Yeah.
like an opening title crawl to give you, the backstory of every single character. You kind of like just you arrive at this point in the story at the same time as some of the characters, which I think
Yeah,
is good.
exactly. You move in there. They trust you to be able to work certain things out. If the Philippou brothers ever get slurped up to do a Marvel movie, they ain't going to explain what an EMP is. They know you know. It's fine.
Yeah, how's that work, Ed? How's that
No
bloody
one's
work?
needed to explain an EMP since 1999.
One of
Yeah,
the things I really liked about that cold open as well was that it was in a different language, but they didn't give you subtitles because
Yeah.
again, it's like you
yeah,
don't necessarily need to know the ins and out of this
no,
ritual. You just need to know that this is going to be the thing that's the inciting incident for Sally Hawkins going off the deep end.
I would love it if he did speak that language though, and it was just classic just YouTube tutorial stuff. Hi, it's Mike here. I'm doing some resurrection today. Before I get on to the explanation, if you could like and subscribe and hit that bell, and you'll see whenever I get a new episode out there. The kind of long-winded intro you get. I just need to know how to change the battery on my car because I'm not a capable adult. Please just show me quickly, or better yet, give me a Word document with it written down.
Oh, a Word document. Very nice. I prefer PDF.
I like a proper game FAQ style. I want some ASCII art to begin with.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then just a document on Notepad that is written out step by step exactly what I need to do.
To scan it forever before you find exactly what bit you need.
Print it out in full, hole punch it, and put it in a thingy. Look, I'm off school sick. I'm gonna breed some gold chocobos. I've got all the materials I need. Real life story.
Do that. Oh, I just got some know-how. So yeah, obviously that's the cold open, and then we're introduced to Andy, who's a 17-year-old lad, and his partially sighted stepsister Piper. And then obviously there's a tragedy where their dad dies in the shower. What does he have? Like cardiac arrest or something like that? Do they explain what happens? Not really.
I don't think so.
Just died in the shower, right? Could have slept.
Just done a dead day.
He's just what?
He's just done a dead day.
Just done a dead dying. Is that what you said?
I'm being very Black Country. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I think I got the gist, which is all I need. All I need is a gist. He's bloody dead in the shower. And obviously, as you would be, they're devastated. This is another thing that I kind of is horrible, isn't it? It's like, oh, not only has your dad died, now you have to go and live in care, which is.
Oh, you can say no, your dad died. You've got to find him naked. Yeah, going to care is also bad.
Not only is your dad dead, but you've got to find him naked, and who knows what he was doing in there? He was on his own. No.
Could have been how he died.
It could have been how he died. Sometimes.
Just jerked too hard.
You're strangle wanking in the shower. Oh no!
Never in the shower. Ever slippery.
No wonder we didn't want to kiss him at his funeral. No. Give him a bloody kiss. No, what chance?
Give him a bloody open mouth kiss, like you would have done when he was alive. So weird. So inappropriate.
So weird.
So they get sent to live with Laura. Obviously, there's a bit more in terms of the character building of between Andy. And Piper, we understand that was Andy like. Sorry, it's been a few weeks.
So Wendy says like, "Oh, I'm sorry, she doesn't want to take. She's had problems with troubled kids before, so we're gonna have to split you up." We go, "Come on, it's only for 3 months. Can you have a word?" And
was he a bit badly behaved when he was younger as well?
He thumped his sister.
He smacked his sister. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And we don't know anything about the mother. That's not touched on at all. Just
she's not. Yeah, she's not in it.
So essentially live with this woman for 3 months, and then after that you'll become Piper's.
When you're 18, you can apply to be her guardian, and because she also wants to live with him, it's fairly a done deal, right? Like I think Laura does mention that one of the things that she's been asked by the social services and Wendy is that she gives feedback on whether he'll be able to look after her. Yeah. But it's fairly a done deal because she wants to go and live with him.
Yeah. Which is why it's weird, I guess, when they get to Laura's kind of like, this is your new family. Like, oh, yeah, just for 3 months, though. It's like, yeah, well. Laura, at the start, seems very nice. She lives in a, what would we say, like is it like a bungalow? No, just like
bungalow with a pool.
Nice bungalow with a pool, just like in the sticks. It seems like a nice place. Yeah. Ignore the circle around the building made out of white gravel. Is that what it's made out of? I guess that's obviously representative of like the circles. So the circles seem to represent a certain something. We'll get to that as well.
It's like a demon summoning boundary, isn't it? Either that or they've got a dispute with the neighbour.
Don't cross my white gravel.
This a literal get off my land.
Yeah,
get off my land. Are you in the circle at all? Yes. You're mine now.
And for the beginning, Laura is probably the second nicest Australia foster mom we've ever encountered. The first being Pippa from Home and Away, of course.
See, no, I disagree, because even on first watch, the first thing she pretty much does is try to trick them into thinking that trick the the sister into thinking that a stuffed dog is a real dog, and then goes like "Rah, rah, rah," at her and like thinks it's a joke. And I was like, she's weird. She's weird.
Have you
Everyone, do we
never
know how she's weird?
have you
Just
never
mum
met a blind
jokes.
person ever before? Because you got to stop tricking people. That's out of order. Yeah, and I guess suggesting that Oliver's got ginger hair as well. Like, in a way,
That
it
is
seems
her.
like it
That
seems a
is
bit.
her nephew, though, isn't it? Because you see in a video later on that she has a nephew
Yes, that's right.
with ginger hair. So I'm
Ginger hair.
guessing, and I guess she's sort of acknowledging to Andy that, yeah, I know Oliver looks like a boy who's been possibly kidnapped and terribly mistreated, but it's not that. Let's just not scare your sister by saying he looks like a golem. He looks
He looks like a shell-shocked. He looks like a boy who's been lost in the wilderness for
he
20
looks
years.
he looks like Gollum if he was somehow also hungover.
Oh no.
He
Looks
looks like someone who's contemplating every mistake they've ever made in their life, every embarrassing thing they've ever said, all at once.
yeah,
Oh God.
yeah, all these things. He looks like someone who's been absolutely withered. She'd probably say like, "Oh, have you seen The Little Mermaid when King Triton, the people that don't do wishes very well from Ursula, get turned into little husks
Oh
and sit at the
yeah, they
bottom of the
turn into
sea?
little
It's him.
Oh no.
pepperami people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That's horrible. That is that was scary. Talking about things that are scary in Disney films, that was scary. I didn't want to be turned into one of them.
She got her come up and said, didn't she? Got a boat crashed into her. Seb's all right.
That's true. I guess so. Laura's explanation for why Oliver is like that is because she says that when her daughter died, accidentally drowned in the backyard pool, he became mute, essentially.
Yeah.
Before that, he was the life of the party. All right, he was the absolute life of the party. He had a joke.
Couldn't
for
shut him up.
everything. Couldn't shut him up. He was all about the anecdotes. He was an old soul. He lived a truly truly crazy lifestyle.
Yeah.
Now,
It's like crazy frog in this house, this fella. No. Barely says a
now
word.
I can hear the silence. It's that the silence is deafening. Just say something weird. So yeah, I guess
He's
that's
practicing to be a Michael Myers, just tensing the whole time. Give him 10 years, he'll fill out.
You had to lift a bloody gravestone onto your bed. So yeah, that's the explanation for that. I think Oliver definitely thinks she's a bit weird from the get. Sorry, Andy starts thinking she's a bit weird from the get-go. Messaging. Who's he messaging? He's messaging someone saying
Just
like,
a mate, Ben, you're as bad as Laura.
Yeah, just a friend of his.
Girlfriend, boyfriend. This is the bit that withered me. I was almost Oliver for a moment in this one. A bit like when we watched Drop recently as well, Ben. The embarrassment of this thing happening. Like so Sally
"Oh yeah, oh
Hawkins,
no."
like when he's distracted, she grabs his phone and has a look at his messages. He goes, "Oh, he's like a fucking freak, is he?" And he's like, "No,
Oh no.
I wish I hadn't immediately text that to my friend."
Oh my God. It's when you send a text about someone to them. Not happened very often to me, but when it has, soul leaves your body.
Is there any feasible way? No, I was talking about another Ollie that I know that does look like an absolute little monster.
Why'd you send it to me then? I thought you want to know.
Yeah. Oh look, that Ollie's a right little freak. But did you happen to know, Laura? What's today's date? Check your calendar. Don't need to. I'll tell you. It's opposite day. Oh,
Oh, he's got you. He's got you.
April Fools. Or no,
Oliver's
we just call good people freaks now.
Oliver's got some weird behavior as well. Like he stands out in the empty pool with a cat. The cat's wriggling, trying to get away. I hate when cats do that. Not some. My dog does that a lot. My dog, I'll go, "Oh, coming in for a cuddle, are you? Let's have a lovely cuddle," and then start doing the wriggle, and you're like, "Oh, it was a lovely moment. For
I'm
God's
just
sake."
stand in a pool and try and eat you, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. That's what he's trying to do.
I think so, because Laura says, "Don't let the cat out." The second they let the cat out,
Oh yeah, yeah. Don't let the cat out because Oliver will eat the cat.
you
And
don't
again-
see him move very quick, but when he does move ever so fast, he's like droopy dog. Turn your back on him, he'll move across the country.
Like droopy dog.
Yeah, close all the doors, then he's there in the room already.
Yeah. So obviously Andy is unsettled by Laura's behavior, Oliver's strange demeanor. Yeah, Laura starts pretty quickly gaslighting Andy in his mental
Undermining
state.
him, like because he looks
Undermining
after his
him.
sister, and as soon as she's like, Yeah, I can guide her. Thanks, mate. Your assistance isn't required.
Yeah. And then starts to piss his pants for him on his
Yeah.
behalf. Obviously,
When you find out later in the film that that is actually her piss and she's not just putting like a bit of warm water on him or something, I was like, that's even worse than I thought, you absolute
I think
lunatic.
you'd know if it was warm water, or would you? Because you'd.
You just think you're well hydrated. You'd be like, I am pissing
Like,
myself, but at least I'm drinking enough. It's going straight
I
through me.
personally wouldn't sniff it because I would just assume it was piss and I
Yeah, that's
don't want to
true.
sniff
That's a
my
good
own piss,
point.
if
You
I'm
wouldn't
honest.
assume it was anything. You wouldn't go.
What else would you think it was? Yeah, so you'd
Yeah.
just be like, oh, I've pissed myself. Better shove all the sheets in the machine.
I hate
Hopefully
when that.
nobody will notice.
Oh, do you know? I hate when that happens. That happens like in films and TV shows when someone's like pissed the bed and they go, "Oh, I'm gonna go put the sheets in the washer." Make sure no one else is around. What are you doing? Just approaching like, like everyone's in there. All right, yeah, here's me pissy sheets. I'm afraid.
Don't look directly at this. It's fine.
But the
Yeah.
thing is, like, obviously, it's supposed to undermine Andy's mental state. It's also supposed to like cast doubt on him. Like he would be like, "Am I all right?" Like, but he's
Is
been
she
through a
also
lot.
drugging him? Because he always wakes up slobbery, doesn't she? Doesn't he?
Yeah, I think she's doing something with his protein powder, if I
Yeah,
remember
That's right.
correctly.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know exactly what, but
It's,
it's definitely not having a good effect on him. No.
yeah, his
Oh,
creatine is absolutely chockers with roofies.
is that what it is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
He's just.
straight to sleep.
The thing is, it's like it's believable. Like if you were him, you'd be like, okay, clearly something is going wrong because he's having visions. He like can't get in the shower. He can't wash it. I thought that was really well handled as well. Like how they
Oh,
showed,
like
like seeing him like squatting down by the tap, like showering himself because he couldn't face to go in the shower. Like
Hmm.
that is just such good writing to up for us to just understand how much is affecting him without needing to hear, without him needing to say anything to another character or to hear his internal monologue. We see it all. That's it. It's
I
right out
think
there.
this is one of the things this film does brilliantly is that it is about grief, but it shows like three different kinds of grief
Mm.
all at once. Because the way that obviously Sally Hawkins is grieving is just all encompassing. It's all she can think about. It's all she can say. She's desperate to get her daughter back.
She's at the bargaining stage, but to the
Yeah,
extreme. She's just like, whatever
absolutely.
happens, I'm gonna get her back, bring her
And
back.
he's obviously like more traumatized by the experience than he is by the fact that his stepdad is dead, because his stepdad used to, you find out later that he used to beat him. So he's not, there's a level there of like guilt over the fact that he doesn't feel so bad, but there's
Mm.
that trauma of the shower and the water. And then there's the daughter who is like obviously grieving, but in a much more like healthy way than anybody else in this
Yeah.
in this film, where she's just trying to take each day
And if
step
anything,
by step. And I think that's fantastic because like you say, grief doesn't, it's not the same for everyone. And
Hmm.
there's no right way to do it except the kind where you try and murder other people to bring your own
yeah.
daughter back.
And
If
it's
That
that's an
way is,
option, then
that is
that's,
an option, yeah. And it's
I
not a
think that way
straight
might
line
be
either.
wrong.
I like, but also like Piper, like she tried to administer CPR to her dad with like vomit all around his mouth and stuff, and like that in itself is like incredibly traumatizing based on like any, even though Andy, with obviously finding a loved one who's died like that is obviously terrifying, is terrible as well. But Piper's been for a hell of a lot as well. So the fact that she's kind of dealing with it better than anybody here,
Yeah,
like
I do
says
think
a
a
lot.
part of that might be down to the fact that she couldn't see it though, because I think the
Mm.
reason that Andy doesn't go in for the CPR is that he can see this man is dead, ain't no coming back
yeah,
Yeah.
from this, and he's like immediately lost that hope, whereas she still has that hope a little bit, and she will never have to live with the like image of what he looked like when he died, because when he died he
Yeah.
looked awful. He was like covered in his own sick, you know, he was naked, he was on the ground, like he just looked awful, and she doesn't have to deal with that level of
that level of trauma. Like she's obviously really upset that he has
that he's passed
clearly like
away,
passed
but
away, but isn't confronted with the visual of that. And we've mentioned that she is like Piper's character is blind. That's what I really liked about it. It's incidental, isn't it? The rest of the film, there are bits that play into that character with the fact she can't see. I double checked this. Sora Wong herself has a sight limiting condition, but what I really like is that the whole story isn't focused around that. It's just something that she has. It's just part of who she is.
Mm.
Not, she is a person who has a
I think the only thing
vision limiting, not a blind person.
definitely, I think the only thing story wise when it comes into play is when Laura tries to take advantage of that in order to manipulate her, which is,
Setting up the Happy Sacrifice Day banners all around the house. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly. Which I think shows what Laura's mental state is at, that she's willing to like do that. She's willing to kind of like leave all of her morals at the door in order to sacrifice everything to get her daughter back. Yeah.
So is this when we have the funeral after they've settled in and they've had this couple of things?
Yeah.
We have the day of the funeral, right?
Day of the funeral, which obviously is where Laura attends and very oddly tries to get Andy to kiss the
After he's
corpse.
lied to his sister, though, right? Because she says, like, "How does he look?" And Andy is visually not looking because he's
Yeah.
traumatized by seeing his dad again. He goes,
Yeah.
"Looks great, actually. Looks brilliant."
Looks great. Looks better than ever before. But
Yeah.
yeah, the fact that Laura's being like so pushy to get him to like kiss his dad, obviously when I guess him and his dad didn't have an affectionate relationship at all. Like even though that isn't expressively sort of spoken about,
And she
it
snips
feels
off a bit
like.
of his hair, doesn't she, as well? The dad's hair
And then she snips off a little
for
bit of her hair.
magic.
And you're like, what's that for then? Making a lovely weave, are you? Made out of all of the corpses of people. Yeah, we know it's for some sort of ritual thing going on. Isn't it? They have like a bit of a nice night after that, don't they? Have a bit of a
Have a banging night.
have an absolutely
Oh,
banging night, getting tanked right up. Nothing
what
better than getting tanked up in the house.
what they have there is a lull you into a false sense of security night. Is what they have.
Yeah.
It's this sort of almost grooming behaviour of hers of appearing to be,
Yeah, right.
the cool foster parent who's going to let you have a bit of a drink because you've had a hard day, you've had to bury your dad or cremate your dad or whatever they're doing. Like,
Let Piper get on the shots.
yeah,
She'll
get her
love
on the
it.
whiskey. She'll love it. She'll love a tot of scotch. Nobody likes a tot of scotch. You don't do shots of, what are you doing?
That's not how you start your relationship with
That's
alcohol, is it? You
a
don't
drink
go
you
right
sip
in.
and enjoy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's very sort of like, that's, for me, that was like, it showed just how sort of insidious she was being about it, because these kids are grieving too, just in this, in a similar way that she is. But to her, that doesn't matter, because what matters to her is getting them into a position where she can kill Piper and bring her daughter back. And it's like, it's just so sad, because you as an audience, especially the second time round, like, we know what her plan is, and it's so hard for you to not be just shouting at the kids like, oh my god, please see this for what it is. Like, she's trying to make you feel comfortable. She's gonna fuck you over later.
Yeah,
Like,
don't get
horrid.
battered on the whiskey, because she is absolutely going to marry in from Indiana Jones you. She's a better drinker than you, 17-year-old and a 14-year-old. So she's going to get you a bit tanked up so you will reveal some secrets to her. And it's during this session where she's known to be a therapist beforehand. She gets them sitting back to back, and Andy admits that his dad was abusive and that his daughter, that Piper never saw the abuse, and he never was abusive to her because he loved her and he didn't like him. And then on one occasion, he was really frustrated as an 8-year-old, which means she's probably going to have been a toddler, really. He got frustrated and hit her and got into trouble because of it. And Laura's like, oh, that's understandable. Aside, not really. I'm going to use that against you shortly.
Yeah. Is this where does Laura talk about her daughter Kathy's death as well to him around about this point?
I think so. She
I
mentioned
think
that
she
she
says
died.
she'd give anything to hear Kathy call her mum again. And we see some like kind of flashbacks, don't we?
Yeah, we see some
Of
video a
Kathy.
bit later as well.
Yeah. So the next day is when where do Laura and Piper go?
Laura's pissed Andy's pants for him again.
Yeah.
Oh
This
yeah,
time,
cheers, thanks for that.
and this time ensures that she is like by the washing machine, so she can go, oh, don't worry, I'll put them on for you.
Pissy.
Piss in it.
Piss your pants, have you?
Is this piss? Yeah, yeah, it is. Oh, Andy, you should have grown out of that by now.
You've had R. Kelly round again, have you? Right, piss in the old sheets, allegedly.
Jesus.
Oh, no.
I think it's fine to not say allegedly anymore, Andy. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah,
When you
Macklemore
said R.
claims
Kelly,
it.
I thought you were just doing the Yorkshire version of someone.
Yeah,
you know
our
called-
Kelly.
Yeah. That's a great R. Kelly wrote that song, did she?
In Yorkshire, you can conjure all sorts of pop culture characters anytime you mention someone in your family called Kelly or greet a man called Ken.
uh, so yeah, Laura and Piper go off somewhere after
Football
that.
camp.
That's later, I think.
Yeah,
Goldball.
they
it's
go on
just-
a they go on a girly shopping day. No
That's
boys
right. They go on a
allowed.
girly shopping day, and that is when obviously.
Don't worry, we're going to be talking about you. To be honest, I've just confronted you about piss in the bed, so don't worry about anything we're going to say here or any snores.
And he bloody snores and he dribbles, and he stinks. So so Andy
Why didn't you have a
attempts.
shower, don't you? Because you stink of piss.
Does she say like don't like let Oliver out of his room? Is that pretty
Yeah,
much?
don't let Ollie out of his room
Don't let
because
Ollie
he's
out of
been
his room
mugging me off.
because he's been yapping
Yeah,
in
little
my ear.
shit.
The little
Absolute
shit.
shit.
What's he
not
been
what he
doing that's
says.
annoying? Walking around silently.
It's not what he says. It's the way he looks at me.
It's the way he
Look,
doesn't say it.
yeah. Something's wrong with you, isn't it, Ollie? Just come out and say it, will you? Oh, silent treatment again, is it? Grow
Yeah.
up.
So I've done, is it? It is. You're not saying anything.
Say nothing if it's something I've done. I knew it.
Yeah.
So Andy attempts to bond with Oliver. He sees him at the window, doesn't he? Like just hand on the window, and he's like, I'll let him
Sounds like he's just sitting there listening to Behind Blue Eyes, looking sadly outside.
He eats a fly off the window. Gross
Yeah,
for
he
him.
does. Eats a fly.
Yeah.
He's gone proper Renfield in there. He's only been locked in a few minutes.
Yeah. He's doing that thing where you get two little drops of water on the window and we're mentally racing them. And he's just
What are you doing? I look
on.
distressed, but I'm just concentrating on something. It's
Come on,
fine.
droplet two. Come on, droplet two. Oh, lost again. So Andy says, say something then. Say something. Say something. Write it down on a notepad.
Tell you what, yeah, write it down on a notepad.
And it was he write,
Draw the source of your trauma.
what he writes his actual name,
He
right?
writes Bird, yeah, which is his name, his surname.
Name, yes. See, that's so good because another script would have like gone. He's going to write his name, but the fact he writes his surname and it's Bird.
And
It's
it's
just
Bird.
so. It's so like. It's vague, isn't it? You're like, what could that mean? What could that mean? Is there a bird somewhere that he's seen? Is his soul trapped in a bird that's flown away a little?
Did a bird take his voice?
Did a
Oh my
bird
God.
steal his voice? There's a
But he
bird knocking.
kookaburras.
There's a bird knocking about with a little Australian accent. Just so he offers him. He goes, "Great, you've written a word down. Great, bird. Don't really make sense to me, but anyway, here, have some chopped melon."
I was chopped melon. Now, if you'll just excuse me, I'm going to turn my back and look in this cupboard for a minute. Don't do anything weird. And I thought for a second I was tricked. I was like, Ollie's going to be bad and he's going to stab poor Andy in the back here and he's going to attack him.
But no,
Quite the opposite, in fact.
Quite
I
the
guess
opposite.
The opposite would have been eat the melon nicely, but the opposite bad thing that you could
does
do.
he like? Does he offer him the melon on the end of the knife?
Yeah, and then
He
he
does,
takes the
and he
knife and he goes,
takes it.
just take the melon. You don't
Just
he's
take
like,
the
"No."
melon. No, I'm taking the knife.
It's
like
an
when he-
unnecessarily large knife for that job as well. Like it's a proper like murderous knife. That the first time me and my hubby saw this scene, we were both just like,
This
oh, because
was
I don't know about you
unpleasant.
guys, but I have a thing about certain textures and stuff anyway, and the idea of chewing on metal
Yeah.
makes me want to do a sick to begin with. But the fact that he's chewing on what looks like the sharpest knife in the world.
The sound
is-
design as well is just so like.
The sound design and the effects as well, because it looks like it's going through his gum and his
Yeah.
lip, and I was just like, I can't.
Ugh.
This was one of the bits that I thought I'm not going to be able to watch this if I see
That
this a
and when he
second time.
bites on the table as well, when his
The,
teeth are, like,
the table
bending.
part got me even more when his teeth are bending and the like the splinters in his mouth as he's chewing.
No.
Like, oh. But
Yeah.
this is the first sort of hint that you get about this sort of all-consuming like hunger that Ollie's got, because as we find out later, he's in fact possessed by the spirit of something not great.
Yeah, and he's absolutely ravenous at all
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
If you gave him a
Possessed
multi-pack
by
of
the
quavers,
spirit
he'd eat
of
them all.
Kirby, he can slurp someone up and get to their properties.
Yeah.
Yeah, the right hat appears on him, and then he can be them and put them into another dead body.
Yeah.
I think Kirby does that, but otherwise identical genetically.
Andy obviously panics, and I think this is when he sees the word bird written on like the blood-soaked notepad now. And he's trying to
Get him to the hospital.
get him to the hospital. But when he tries to carry him over the line drawn around the property is when
He turns
um
back into the crazy frog, and he's
well, it's
like
just like in
shouting,
the most
hollering.
agony anyone's ever been in.
Mm.
Like
Yeah, and he goes from being completely silent to
Screaming.
fucking
scream.
hell! I'm in absolute agony. He's just screaming. He's just like it's horrific. Like it's just one of those things where if you saw that in real life, you'd be like, holy shit, what's going on?
It's the rippling in his tummy
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
like that is terrifying because I don't know what I would think that was if I was like a
No.
17-year-old kid. Like,
17-year-old boy.
what is
I'd probably go to Demon actually.
who's also just seen his dad die in a pool of his own sick.
Yeah.
Like this is just like, oh hello, welcome to Trauma Town population, Andy.
Yeah.
Like
Although
it's
maybe in context, it's a bit like when people used to get a sting and then put their hand in hot water to do. In many ways, probably not thinking about his dead dad as so much anymore. Now you've seen
yeah.
a boy that's chewed a knife having a demon in him,
Yeah. That's
thrashing
true,
about on the
actually.
floor.
You
Well,
still
at least
upset
on a
about your dad,
different.
who?
Yeah. Tell you what, Andy, change is as good as a rest. You won't be worried about your dad tonight.
He's saying help me as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Laura arrives home and is obviously
Pissed.
beside herself, pissed off,
Gets
beside
him back
herself. Why are you
inside the.
leaving me in
Gets
this
him
bloody
back in the
room?
circle.
Gets him back in the circle. Takes him to his room, calms his head by rubbing his head. Calms him by rubbing his head in a circular motion. Doesn't just calm his head. Is this when she puts that Veronica's song on?
Yes, untouched.
Untouched, yeah. Interesting needle drop for this film. I guess it was
Comes out
just
and says, "No thanks to you, Andy, letting him stab his own face off.
yeah.
I have
He'll
been
be all
able to
right
calm him
then.
down. Do we need to take him to hospital? No. A bit of the Veronicas and a lie down. He'll be fine."
He'll be absolutely fine, yeah. And this is when he pretty much returns to his mute state, and that is when Laura feeds him the lock of Andy's father's hair, and he goes, "Just what I fancied, actually. I was craving that."
So is Andy's hallucination again? It's never explicitly made, but is Andy's hallucination that comes now when he finally has a shower? Is that because whenever Ollie eats something, he's able to impersonate a voice, isn't he?
Yeah,
So he uses his Kirby powers to inherit the properties of his dad.
yeah.
And I assume, with combination of Laura's drugging and so on as well, when he finally does go for a shower to get over this latest sense of trauma, he sees his dad in the
Sees his dad,
bathroom.
yeah. Sees his father's apparition, which is obviously Oliver doing it, and that's when he says she'll die in the rain. So now, what's interesting about this? So, do we think that Oliver, in a way, is trying to warn Andy? Like, so the boy Connor is there is there somehow at a level where he can help and warn Andy of what's to come, essentially, because it feels like that, doesn't it? It feels like,
Yeah.
in a way, that line is trying to warn Andy and protect Piper.
I think the creature has a role to play in this as well. Like, because as much as it has been bound to this, it's been bound to the kidnapped boy's body. It is being forced to take part in this ritual and kept in some ways mollified and under control by Laura here.
Mm.
It's not a mate, it's not allied with her, it's just
No.
been called to this place and is doing what it is being forced to do. So
Yeah.
it could be Oliver, it could be that the demon's like, tell you what, I'll slip you a little hint here.
I'll give you a little hint here, because I'm not entirely mean. I like the thrill of the chase.
Yeah.
What I love about that hint, though, is it's the exact kind of hint that if he repeats, he will sound mad. So when he's in the hospital later and sort of shouting like, "No, she's going to die," he said she's going to die in the rain. They're all like,
Yeah.
"Look at this nutter." Bloody
He's
hell.
off his head.
Yeah.
I love stuff like that though. Stuff that's like a throwaway line that's fed to you, and like it comes up later, and you're kind of, oh god, that's what it means. Like I love it when films do that. And again, don't whack you over the head with it. Just like drop it in maybe like a couple of times, and then suddenly you're like, oh, okay, shit's real. So Andy slips, whacks his crust. He's concussed. And then he goes to hospital. And while he's recovering in hospital is when Laura takes Piper to padlocked shed where Kathy's corpse is on ice.
Let's just have a look at this, will you?
How's she got away with this then? How's this allowed?
What gets me is when she makes Piper touch it, and then Piper's like, what is that? And she's like, oh, it's just meat. And I'm like, why would you make a kid touch meat? Like, why isn't why isn't Piper being like, this is what are you doing to me? Like,
it's just meat. Phew. Oh,
but she's
totally normal.
What a woman.
Yeah. So are we supposed to believe that, like, obviously this has happened, and no, the authorities weren't alerted at all? Because it's kind of weird, because the people who work at where Laura used to work know that her daughter died, right?
Yeah.
So
I guess it's the leanness of the storytelling.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
in a world where we can believe there is some sort of demonic creature, maybe we can believe that she also managed to secure her daughter's remains and somehow avoid them being buried.
I wouldn't put it past her just digging them up the day after the funeral either, if I'm honest.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
Probably
she seems like the kind of person that would do that.
Probably drugged the grave digger's coffee, made him wet himself while he was having a sleep, and goes, "Oh, you've gone mad, mate. I'll bury her, shall I?"
She didn't even need to piss anyone else's pants, but she just loves it at this point.
That's just the bonus. She always says that's her calling card.
And pants pissed. Yeah. She dresses Piper in Kathy's clothes as well, which is weird.
It's the grief, isn't it? She's desperate to get her daughter back.
Oh, absolutely. But this is a thing, like, isn't it? Like, if you can get a loved one back, but that person would be in someone else's body, is that really getting them back, or does it not matter to Laura? Do we think? Just doesn't matter at all.
I suspect it doesn't really matter to her, and I think she purposefully was looking, because there's a throwaway line a bit later where she insinuates that she might have killed their dad, because she was specifically looking for Piper.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, so I killed him
because she looks a little bit like her daughter. She's got the long
Okay.
hair. She's roughly the same age. She's roughly the same height and build.
Maybe I missed that. How did she?
When Andy's in the hospital and they're talking about, like, you know, why he was so freaked out and whatever. She just slips in there, you know, blah blah blah. Like, when I killed your dad, and he's like, what? And she's like, so I was just saying blah blah blah. I can't remember exactly what she's talking about, but so she just slips it out there.
She was just. Like, I was just saying, have you heard that new music? It's really rad. Oh.
So she maybe she didn't even do it, but she's just saying it to Andy to continue that kind of gaslighting.
Good speculation. His dad's got sick around his mouth.
I have a feeling, yes, she killed the dad because she wanted Piper specifically because she was so much like her daughter.
Okay.
But that's, I mean, it's again, it's another thing that,
again,
yeah,
and she used to work in the care system, so would know them potentially.
Yeah, I didn't pick it up the first time I watched it. I just thought that was her being an arsehole to Andy, because that's her MO, isn't it? But
so here is when it's revealed that Oliver is possessed by a demon called Tari, which Laura summoned through an amateur occult resurrection ritual learned from a Russian VHS tape. So the corpse of the person to be resurrected is fed to a possessed host, who then regurgitates the corpse and its lingering soul into the newly dead body of a person killed in the same manner as the one to be resurrected, and very specifically in the same manner. You know, the level of water in the pool has to be exactly the bloody same. If you mess it up by even an inch.
So very specific, but in terms of instructions, easy as ABC.
Yeah, and do you know what I mean? It's just a mad concept. But I read it and I go, yeah.
Sure.
Tell you what, Billy Bookcase harder to build than that.
Oh yeah, 100%. So Laura intends to drown Piper in the pool during a rainstorm to mimic Kathy's death and use Oliver as a vessel to complete that ritual, but is still awaiting the perfect moment, although Tari is growing increasingly restless and hungry. Absolutely ravenous, old Tari. Just give Tari a little dairy dunker, be fine. What was that?
And it gives her chews on the table. Has a bite out of Laura as well first.
Oh, that part made me feel that was another bit where I was like, because I can watch gore. Like I love horror. I can watch gore like nobody's business. But the practical effects in this movie and the touch-up CGI and stuff are straight up astonishing, because that looks like a small boy bit into Sally Hawkins' arm and tore off a chunk. Yeah. And it is disgusting. And a bit later she puts her fingers in it, and that really upset me. Like, I can't.
So when we talked about Laura taking advantage of Piper being blind, this is probably like the most outrageous moment for
This is
me.
despicable. When Andy gets back from hospital,
She sprays herself with his cologne, goes into Piper's room, and punches her while she sleeps.
That's a horrendous punch as well. Like the
Yeah,
thunk of that
yeah.
punch.
It's
Awful.
it's horrific. And then obviously taking advantage of Piper being blind, Piper obviously uses smell for obviously a lot of things. Recognizes the smell of Andy's cologne and just goes, "Well, it must have been him," you know.
must have been him. Like
Sucker
it certainly
punch.
gives her a plausible
Yeah.
reason to expect it. My sister also called Sally once Sally Hawkins me when we were kids.
Oh, really?
She
Oh,
didn't
really?
like. Yeah, I mean, I could see, but I was
On purpose?
I was asleep. Oh yeah, I had the Paulies, Ben.
Oh,
I'd thrown
Oh,
up in my bed, and I was in my parents' bed one evening, absolutely hanging, little kid, while my mom changed my bed, so I get back in there. I don't know if she was playing and it went wrong. Like she wasn't very old, so like but I was there, like absolutely tanking it, like falling
oh,
asleep. My sister, children can't do a hard punch necessarily. You know what they can do? Swing a bloody Cabbage Patch doll with their big heads. Got me right in the
oh,
face when my defenses were at literal zero,
oh
fast asleep.
yeah.
no.
I had a shiner like old,
Did you have a shiner as well?
yeah, split my
How'd,
lip
how'd you wake up? Did you
in a
immediately?
men's agony
Oh
with,
no.
with the feeling of like you've just been punched in the face.
Oh, yeah. Can't imagine it.
Oh, honestly, it's a bit like with an attack like that when you have zero defense. It's like you've been immediately transported to the afterlife.
I think the shock
Jesus.
of it would get you, wouldn't it? Because
Yeah,
yeah, like you say, you're asleep, you don't
Yeah.
expect it, and suddenly you've just exploded in pain in the
yeah. Because
face.
bearing in mind
Did she
this has
run away?
happened. Bearing in mind, yeah, she ran away, but the evidence was all there. Bearing in mind this must have happened 35 years ago at this point.
So Laura basically accuses Andy again, manipulating, gaslighting,
Oh, she
off the
goes, oh, here
charts.
he is.
Here he is, just like your
Oh,
dad,
punchy
punching people in their
Puncherson here.
sleep. So she's obviously provoking him, trying to get a rise out of him, she wants him to react violently so that she can basically get rid of him, essentially. So
Yeah.
she can be like, right, he's not, he's dangerous for us to be around. So Andy leaves and Laura takes Piper to goalball practice so that she'll be out of the house while Laura prepares for the ritual. So she goes and drops her off, doesn't she? This looks fun, goalball. Never seen this played before.
Is
Um,
this actually when she gets bitten though? Because the house isn't absolutely ruined at this stage,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
When
I
they
mean,
first
yeah,
get
that's
in.
right. Because does she? Is it when she comes back now that like
Yeah, it's when she comes back
Oliver?
here that
He's chewing on everything that he
He's
can
chewing on
see.
everything. He's gone absolutely nuts. This is like,
he's had the telly
I think
on.
he's torn like a bit out of a bottle of milk, the side of a bottle of
Yeah,
milk, and he's just like chewing on the plastic of it and looking at her.
he's got in
Like,
the fridge. He bites her, and then is able to mimic her
and
voice. He's like,
himself,
no,
man.
no, no, that's what you sound like. Um,
Yeah, he's
yeah, he
eating
does.
parts of his own body as well, right? It's like,
Yeah,
yeah.
he
Oh yeah,
spits
tears
himself,
like a strip.
strips of
oh
strip
god,
of his own
yeah.
Disgusting.
armor.
Oh no, I forgot
Oh
about that.
yeah, it's oh it's hot.
Good effect, isn't it? It's so good.
The effects in this movie are like applaudable and also absolutely fell.
He chows down on that arm as if his own body is made of those delicious red strawberry sour belts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's like
Oh,
stretching
lovely.
it off, a lovely fruit
Yank one
winder.
of them off.
Um,
Um, so this is when
yeah,
Andy goes to the foster agency
I
to
love it that he
basically
does
tell
this.
Wendy, yeah.
Mhm.
I basically like rather than just go like a lesser film, he would like, am I going to do a plan to get
do I try
my
and fight her? Yeah,
sister
like
Yeah.
back? But actually, he does the best thing. And if you're listening at home, sometimes it's all right to tell. Just go and do
Yeah.
that.
So we talk about
Go and get the
grasses.
polish. Get her lifted.
We talked
and
about
that's
people.
where he sees the poster, isn't it, of Connor
Yeah.
being missing.
Yeah, and that's brilliant evidence. He goes, and another thing, and she's got
And
this
this.
missing lad.
And she's got this kid. He looks completely different.
Oh, a
I don't know
nephew.
how I've recognised him.
He's
Somehow
got
I
loads
have.
of he's got a head full of red. That is not a nephew. This is him.
Yeah.
This ghost boy.
Ghost boy, yeah. So he convinces Wendy, the social worker who sent Andy and Piper to live with Laura, to investigate, insisting Piper's in danger. And so, yeah, they basically just drive back to the house. This is when Andy phones Piper, leaving her a voicemail. Obviously, she's at the goal ball. I'm busy
Yeah,
with the goal ball. Leave
she's
me
at
alone.
Goldball, and bloody Laura, the phone hacker herself, gets
Yeah. Oh my God. So he's basically warns her about Laura and reveals the truth about her father's abuse. But Laura intercepts the message, and hearing Wendy's voice in the background turns into bloody Kim and Aggie and
Oh, I
goes,
don't know how she cleaned that house so fast. Can she come do my house? That's ridiculous. Like, there's shit everywhere, and somehow when Wendy arrives, it's glistening.
Oh,
Basically transforms into a challenge Annika whirlwind.
She must live at least an hour away from that,
yeah.
from wherever they were,
Yeah, 'cause it's
because
ridiculous,
there's
isn't
no way.
No. No.
I reckon it's like when you see those things, like it's like there's a cupboard that's absolutely chockers with bits of skin and table. Don't look in there. Don't look in there.
Don't look in the skin and table cupboard. Don't worry about that. It's fine.
Oh, don't look in the box room.
I feel so sorry for Wendy because, like, she's clearly just like going, "No, I know Laura. I used to work with her. She's totally not a
She
mad
is
person."
sound. Honestly, if
She's
I
a
go there
sound-
and she turns out to be a lunatic, eat my hat, I will.
Oh.
If I've done this, knock me down with a car.
Oh boy.
Jesus. So when she gets there, so Laura's obviously seeming a bit shifty, but then Wendy notices her bleeding arm, doesn't she?
Before she does that, though, she's almost getting away. She says to Andy, "Wait in the car, right? I don't want you getting us in
I would
even more
not
trouble
wait in
there."
you couldn't wait in the
He
car.
doesn't, does he? He goes to break into the dead
Yeah.
body storage
Yeah.
for the
Yeah,
orgy
yeah,
of
yeah.
evidence and a little bit. So he's doing that. But Wendy does the tour of the house, and like they're like bantering like right crook old mates. Like the first bit, they go, "Oh yeah, this is her room. It's a good job she's blind. Looks crap, doesn't it? Ain't got no good
Oh
posters
yeah,
up."
absolutely throws her under the bus.
Yeah, and then
And
the
it's a-
same with Andy. She goes, "Oh, it is his room. Doesn't stink of piss for once, like every other
And
bloody
here's
day this
Andy's
week."
room, just a shitty little cupboard with all the tat I like to keep that I've got no other place for.
He
That's
does
where
all
he
this. He
sleeps.
does his weights when he's not being an abuser. Look at that there. That's because he's big and strong. So he does all this punch. It's how he strengthens his punches that he's been using on us when he's not pissing.
when he's not pissing. He does this when he's not
Proper
pissing.
slags him off.
He does this when he's not pissing. But let's be honest, ain't very often.
It's like having a mouse in here, which
Always
I
pissing.
think are pissing all the time.
Oh my God. Yeah, but then she starts basically as soon as Wendy realizes something's up, Laura just lets the facade drop and is just like, I'm gonna resurrect Kathy. I could do it. This is how I'm gonna do it. And then
I've got a Russian video.
Wendy's like, you've lost it. You're off your nut.
You've gone mad.
I think you might have gone mad. Nah, you gone mad. Uh, so what happened? What happens next? Wendy. So she notices
So
the arm,
they go-
questions the injury. Wendy
Andy
and
goes,
Andy
and look in this room. There's a dead kid in this freezer.
Look at this corpse in a freezer.
look at this corpse in the freezer. Oh, look, and
That's
Oliver's
right. I've seen
eating it.
enough.
And Oliver's eating the corpse as well.
It is
I've
that
seen
missing
enough.
boy eating another dead kid. She's like, right,
If
3 pieces of
Wendy,
evidence is enough. Let's get out of here.
if Wendy could run a little bit faster, I think she'd be away. But she's got one of those like slow
If she had-
motion runs. You know what I mean? All
Oh, when
limbs
you-
doing the right thing, but she's not moving any faster.
Oh, like when someone slows down for you to cross the road in front of them.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly that. Or running for a bus that you think you aren't going to catch, so you don't fully commit to a run, but you're just like, ooh.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
Yeah,
But she
if only
gets.
Wendy had a dodge roll, but she doesn't. She gets absolutely.
This was insane. I was like, oh my
gasped.
fucking god.
Yeah, she gets annihilated.
Well,
Like
so does-
she's instant dead.
Yeah, this is like what really happens when you get hit by a car. Dead, like insane. Just flattens her. Andy like flies off as well. He's proper injured, and I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that this is how Andy bit the dust. He's
Oh,
so
yes.
badly injured that Laura comes over to him and just drowns him in
He
a
gets
puddle.
unbreakable, doesn't he?
He gets
Yeah.
unbreakable to
I
death.
cried at this both times that I saw it because I think it's that lingering, completely static shot. So it doesn't cut away once, but you can't see Sally Hawkins' face.
No.
You can only see her hands pressing on the back of his head, and it is truly one of the most awful visuals.
Do you ever get this when you watch a film multiple times where you know exactly what's going to happen, but you still are like bargaining or trying to find a way out of like
Do it
what's
different
gonna
this time.
happen?
Andy, just turn your
Yeah.
head.
Yeah.
You're almost like
Just
yeah,
get the
yeah,
police to come with you and Wendy back to the
yeah.
house, like
If only
something.
they did this and yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the
Stuff.
one thing. I mean, I'm never going to do it because it's terrible for the environment and for the creative arts. But that is the one appeal of them promoting. Oh, we're gonna have all these AI tools so you can direct the film. I would love just to be able to have, let's have the everything works out fine
Choose your
ending.
own adventure.
Yeah,
Dylan did it like the end of Wayne's World.
yeah. Obviously, we don't want that to really exist in technology. If it could exist by magic, that's fine. But technology gets a fuck.
So Laura retrieves Piper, brings her home. Did you have a nice time at Goalball? Yeah, yeah. What have you been up to? Not a lot, actually.
This and that.
A whole lot of nothing. Just
like Kevin McAllister, the only person that died who's
hanging
as
around.
just hanging around.
Just hanging around, swinging paint cans at burglars' faces.
Made friends with the old man over there, though.
Yeah.
Cheers, Kevin.
So Oliver has eaten some of Andy's flesh, and uses Andy's voice to lure Piper. But Piper's suspicious. Hang on a minute, that voice sounds a bit creepy. Locks herself in the bathroom, and that's where she finds Andy's body. And again, like this is, I felt this.
Recognized him by his braces, right? So sad.
Yeah, yeah. Laura breaks in, explains the ritual to Piper. Piper, for some reason, is like, I still ain't up for it.
No,
I'm still not interested.
This tin of deodorant that
I
I've got with
quite
me.
like having my own spirit in my own body. Actually,
Yeah.
thanks. I don't want another one in here.
My spirit likes it in
Actually.
my body.
It's fine.
She goes, all right, Shang Tsung, get to fuck, mate. I'm out of here.
She attempts to flee, but accidentally knocks herself unconscious. This is where Laura carries Piper to the pool, and begins to drown her. But again, like this is just it's horrible watching stuff like this. You're just like you feel so helpless. You're like, surely you overpower this woman. Come on! But it's just But then
she uses one trick in her arsenal to get away with it. Now, do we think this is a real reaction here, or is this a trick that she's tried to do to try and get her?
Maybe.
I think it was a last ditch attempt at like, this is the only way I can escape. I'll call her mom. Maybe she'll freak out about it.
I almost felt like maybe she didn't even say it. Maybe like Laura just heard it.
Imagined it.
Just while she was doing it. Like,
she pulls the old Dawn of Justice on her. She calls her mom and she drops it. Why did you say that name?
Why did you say mum? My mum's name is Mum as well.
And then that's how they become friends.
Yeah, Piper escapes to the road. She gets rescued.
Can you imagine being that driver?
Oh my god.
Yeah. Going about your day, fucking hell, what have I walked
It's when they get out of the car and you can just hear one of them say, oh my god, are you okay? And I'm like, clearly she's fucking not. Look at the girl.
Are you all right? Yeah,
big conking bang on her head. She's absolutely soaking wet. She's running around terrified. Like, of course she's not okay. It's like one of the things I find really interesting about this film is that water is often like depicted as like the sort of giver of life kind of thing, but in this film it is constantly the thing that's associated with death. It's the shower, it's the pool, it's the puddle. Like it's all like so flipping it on its head. And I think, like, cutting slightly ahead a bit, I think that final shot sort of zooming out from the pool of I don't know how you feel about what this represents at the end, because me and my hubby have slightly different opinions, but when it sort of zooms out and you see that it's just Laura in the pool with the now slightly thawed corpse of her daughter just cradling her in the pool, like, to me, I thought that was her sort of reaching this sort of acceptance level. Like, whereas my hubby was thinking, no, that's her just like giving up. And I think it's quite interesting that you can take that either way, but it's such a haunting visual to end a movie on. Like, it's gutting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is gutting, and I feel like it's such a bittersweet ending as well, because I just so badly need Andy to survive this so that him and Piper can just move on with their lives, you know. And now Piper is completely, totally alone, and I know she's got on the voicemail, she kind of hears Andy talking about is a shooting star she's talking about, isn't it?
It's
the
plane.
Isn't it
that's
also
right.
the story that
is
it the admission he says that he loves her at the end? Is it the message that he left her? I was worried that Laura deleted it maybe, but she has got that final message from him.
Yeah. It's the final time that he says grapefruit, because they have this running thing where when they say grapefruit, the other one has to tell the truth, and they both trust each other enough to know that that's happening, which is why Piper gets devastated at
When
the
he-
funeral when he doesn't say what his dad actually looks like, because she says grapefruit and he still says, yeah, he looks great, don't
But
worry
again,
about
like-
it, and he hasn't looked at him at all. But I thought that's like, I think this is a really great movie for showing a sibling relationship, because they take the piss out of each other, they annoy each other occasionally, they love each other so fucking hard, they've got their in jokes, they've got this grapefruit, this, you know, they've both obviously been through it. If they're not, then they're neither, you know, they're not fully related, so they've obviously gone through like divorces or deaths or like all sorts of stuff, plus what we actually see in the film. And the fact that they're so close, and that you know that he would make a good guardian for her if he'd have made it through this movie, like that in and of itself is just like,
and the fact
fucking
that
hell, Philippou, what are you doing?
and the thing is, despite the abuse that obviously he was on the receiving end of, and he might have lashed out at Piper in the past, but like he hasn't he hasn't let it define their relationship. It's not like, I hate you because of this. Like, he has
If anything,
really
he's
overcome
kind of used
that.
he's used that as like why he should be better for her now. I think he's taken that as a real realization, a turning point in what their relationship has become.
Yeah. We do see Oliver escape as well. Well, not Oliver really. What's his name? Connor.
Connor.
Crawls past the boundary and is just screaming in agony.
That demon wants to peace out, doesn't it? So it kind of looks and it's like,
Yeah.
well, I ain't sticking around and getting lifted by the police. I'm off.
Yeah,
And
I'm
he
off. Terry leaves his body.
and he sees, okay, he talks to the police when they get there and says, I'm having a terrible time, lads, but I am okay.
He's like, you never guess what? I've had the biggest dinner. I've had the biggest dinner known to man.
Oh, I had the strangest dream. I was at Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, except everything wasn't as delicious as I was led to believe.
I had a
He's
strange
going to
dream.
have such a hard time when he has to shit out all that wooden glass and shit that he's been eating.
Oh, Jesus! Didn't think of that, but now you've given it a whole new level of. Is he all right? Is he all right in there? Because he's screaming bloody murder. No. He's shitting out full pieces of furniture. It's real bad. Okay, so that's the end. I'll bring her back. As I said,
What a movie.
good to sweet ending. Yeah, what a movie. Okay, should we play a little bit of the name game? Do you know how this works? Stacey, have we explained this to you before? I think we've.
No, I mean, you might have done, but I've probably forgotten.
I don't think we've explained it to you this time. We're going to give you a synopsis of a movie that sounds a little bit like Bring Her Back. So it's going to rhyme with Bring Her Back. So based on our clue, you have to work out what the title of the movie is.
Imagine our friends at the asylum have made an off-brand version that's with a
Okay.
legally distinct script.
So the actual synopsis is: a brother and sister uncover a terrifying ritual at the secluded home of their new foster mother. Have you got any, Andy, or do you want me to?
I'm going to top of the dome them, Ben. Apologies if I ruin any of your carefully crafted
Well, don't ruin
ones.
the first one because you've
You
already
do it
tried
first.
to ruin the
You
first
go
one.
first.
Okay.
Use that one.
A brother and sister uncover a terrifying ritual at the secluded home of their new foster mother when they realize they've got 25 missed calls from her.
No, I've got nothing.
It's Ring Her Back, Ben. That's
It's
what they
Ring
need
Her
to do.
Back.
Of course it is.
Right. I will give you one then. So, a brother and sister, having actually secured guardianship, decide to open a tattoo studio. Their first customer is very demanding and wants a large piece all across her shoulders and down her spine of Max von Sydow in a classic role as an alien emperor.
What is happening here? my brain immediately went to ink her back, but I don't know why.
Well, the thing that they don't, it's not just ink though. She particularly wants a tattoo of Max von Sydow playing an alien emperor.
When is he an alien emperor in anything?
I'm lost.
He's an alien emperor in a 1980 film with a Queen soundtrack.
Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
Oh, Ming.
Her back.
Ming her back.
Ming her back. Oh my God.
I've not seen Flash
Jesus.
Gordon.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't get that.
Okay. So, a brother and sister uncover a terrifying ritual at the secluded home of their new foster mother, who is really evil unless you sing her a song by her favorite band, and that song is My Sharona.
So they're going to say something by Moloko.
Bring her the knack, I guess.
It is Sing Her Knack.
Sing her neck.
my logo.
Yeah, bring it back
back.
with all the duck sound.
That's a good one as well.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Okay.
Okay, so a brother and sister actually get on all right with their new foster mother, but because of a piss-related incident, when they nip down the Primark, they do have to fetch her some new trousers. It's sort of casual trousers, though, not jeans.
Piss her slacks.
No, they've got to fetch her some new ones from the shops.
Okay, fair enough. So
But
bring
you've got
her
it right.
slacks.
Yeah, bring her slacks.
Bring her
Yeah.
slacks. I like it. Okay. I've written one down and I don't know how I'm going to do the clue. So I'm going to. Right, here we go. Forgive me for this one. A brother and sister uncover a terrifying ritual at the secluded home of their new foster mother. Andy, being a 17-year-old boy and having certain feelings and hormones, sees an attractive lady. He says, "Oh, she's got a lovely body. I'm going to search it on my brand new search engine. Maybe one that not a lot of people use, but I like it anyway. And it's by Microsoft, this search engine.
It's Bing.
She's got a lovely bod. I really want to see a photo of it.
Bing her rack.
Oh, Bing
Correct.
Rack.
Bing her rack is correct. I wrote that down without knowing what. It was just words. It's just words on a page.
Okay, so in this one, a brother and sister move to Essex and open a food vajazzling service, and it really add a bit of sparkle to a load of chavvy people who bring their hamburgers in from McDonald's.
Now, I want to say pimp her snack.
Is a completely acceptable answer,
acceptable?
but I was looking for was bling her Mac in brackets Big Mac.
I didn't even think it was that. I thought it was going to be crack. Confusing.
She brought their burgers in.
Again, this one might be pushing it. This one's pushing it. So, a brother and sister uncover a terrifying ritual at the secluded home of their new foster mother, and the new foster mother immediately comes at them, angry, going for them. The only way that they can slow her down is one of them's got a gun, which is great. Shoot her. Don't shoot to kill. Shoot her like in the arm or something. And someone shouts. What would happen?
Winger.
Yeah. Quickly, do it quickly.
Winger chap.
Wing her stat.
Winger
dear.
stats. Okay.
Oh no.
That's pretty awful, isn't it?
I mean, can we go anywhere from there? Have you got anything left, Ben, or should we rate the movie?
All right, one more. Let's do one more. Okay.
Okay.
A brother and sister uncover a terrifying ritual at the secluded home of their new foster mother. One of the weird parts of the ritual is getting a load of bees up her lower back and a little bit lower to do something to her.
Sting her crack.
Sting her crack.
Sting her crack.
Can't believe I just said those words out loud.
Is correct.
It's the fist of bees again, isn't it, Ben?
It's the
All
fist
comes
of
back to
bees
the
again.
bees.
Sting her
Not
crack.
the bees.
I don't know why was everything crack and rack, and I did have sack written down
Rhymes.
as well, but
Yeah.
We'll leave that one.
I like
Well
it. It just
alone,
went
please.
rhymes.
Yeah, rhymes.
Why is everything rack? Rhymes, mate. Don't know the bloody
Rhymes. That's just the pretty English language, mate. Get used to it.
English language, you moron. Okay, we've got to rate the movie A to F. Pluses and minuses are allowed. Rate good or rate bad. Stacey, would you like to go first? How would you rate Bring Her Back on that?
I would rate it an A to an A plus.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
it's not only is it just sort of phenomenal in terms of its storytelling, like you were saying, every nugget of information is given to you that you need. There's no flab, there's no there's nothing there that you just think like you never check in your watch like is it time to, when's it gonna, do you know what I mean? And there's so much like beautiful cinematography and unsettling cinematography as well. Like rings pop up a lot in the film and they're often sort of unsettlingly shot through. Like there's a great shot when the kids first arrive at her house and you see there's like a sort of ring-shaped ornament and the camera sort of looking at the kids from below through that and also tilting on a very weird axis. All that sort of stuff I absolutely love. I think all of the acting in it was great, but particularly like Sally Hawkins, just full-blown powerhouse performance for me. And yeah, there's no part of this film that I think could be made any better than it is.
Yeah.
So
Solid review, but you never want to watch it again.
But I also, I think I might never want to watch it. I can't believe I've watched it twice this year. Like, that's crackers, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote down so much that I haven't even said, because I think I could talk about this movie for about 3 hours straight if I had the time. But
Didn't
it's
have work
just,
tomorrow. You get on it.
I know, it's so rude. But it just, it hits you completely in the feels, but it still has all that sort of horror stuff, that juicy, disgusting horror stuff that we all love. Yeah, brilliant effects, just top notch filmmaker for me.
Yeah,
So,
I'm a big fan as well. I think I'm gonna go for an A. I'm not quite at A plus, but I feel like that's still huge plaudits for this film. Um, yeah, I think I was just locked in from minute one till the credits, and uh, it's rare that that happens. I think to me these days, I think it's just like it is bleak, it is devastating, it is relentless, but it's not like and it is a tough watch, but not in a way where you're just like where it turns me off of it in a way where I'm just so locked in. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. All the performances were great, the effects were great. It is such a lived-in world, and I think there's such the core mystery is great to the point where like when you mentioned then about Laura saying that she killed their dad, that went over my head for some reason. So now it's gone. Okay, even I didn't even I in this watch where I was so locked in, I didn't quite grasp everything it had to offer, which makes me want to go back and watch it again. Um, yeah, just really intense, and I feel like I probably maybe slightly prefer it to Talk to Me, but at the same point, this is like a brand of horror that I'm so on board with that I feel like it's just given fresh takes on so many things that are established in horror cinema from the past and new kind of like phases of horror as well. I just feel like it's such a fresh take on so many different things that I just can't wait to see what they do next. Well, it's Talk to Me too next, isn't it?
mhm.
Yeah.
Um,
So an A for
wrap
me.
this up. I have the privilege of going last. I don't need to repeat anything that you have said. I will join you on an A. I think you're right. I think these directors get such wonderful material out of their casts. Some people that, whether they're well-known faces that we know in a completely different way to how we've seen them before, or some really good young and emerging talent. You know, unless they do anything terrible, in which case we never liked them. They I think these are going to be filmmakers who we're going to see hit after hit after. They're going to be people who are just getting into horror now for the first time. They're going to be their John Carpenters, their Wes Cravens of the future, because they're coming out swinging even with their early movies.
Hmm.
I think if they haven't even reached the peak of what these guys are capable of yet, that we can see some wonderful, wonderful films out of them. And I really do hope they stay with genre cinema, horror in particular. I mean, obviously, they deserve to be successful if they do if they do a big blockbuster and earn lots of money for it. Good for them. But I would love to see them stay with their horror roots and keep bringing us great movies like this.
Hmm.
I think going into this discussion, I would have told you that maybe I liked both solid rated movies, but maybe I preferred Talk to Me a little, just marginally, just personal taste. Having just spent a couple of hours chatting with you two about it, then it's harder
Yeah.
to delineate between the two. They're
Hmm.
both really good. There doesn't have to be a winner. I don't think these are both excellent movies.
Hmm.
Looking
There
forward
we
to seeing
go.
it again.
Absolutely. There we go. That was
That's us for
Bring
another
Her
week.
Back.
Bit of,
Yeah.
quite a bit of Australian cinema this month as well, right? Because Talk to Me is Michael Shanks.
Together?
Not Talk to Me Together is Michael
Together?
Shanks.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Didn't realize that. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Stacey. Where can our listeners keep up to speed with everything you put out? All your podcasts. I'm sure there's one place to find everything, right?
Internet.
Yeah. Just go on the internet and look for Empress of Podcasting. No, don't do that, because I'm sure there's like a billion women who do 1,000 more podcasts than me. No, you can follow me at Stacey's Parlour, and for any American listeners, that's Stacey with an EY and Parlour with a UR, on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky, which is where you can find me talking about all the podcasts
Mm.
that I'm ever on. There's so many. We can't possibly talk about them. But if you enjoyed the noises that came out of my mouth hole today, that's where you can find more of said noises.
There we go. We'll put
Brilliant.
all of those links in the show notes, of course. So there we go. That's another episode down. What a month we've got ahead with new releases. We're covering Weapons next week with Lucy Bugler. She's back on the show. So if you enjoyed the show, become a patron over at patreon.com/horror hangout. Thanks to all of our patrons over there. Thanks to Taj Easton for our theme music. Thanks to Acast for hosting the show. Please consider giving us a rating or review. We're on Threads, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. horrorhangout.co.uk for everything in one place. There we go. Thanks, everybody, for listening.
Thanks, everybody. Until next time, if you see a Candyman round your way, don't take the red ones, all right? Good night, everybody.
Don't take any of them. Don't take any of them.
Don't take any of them. Good advice to live by. See you later.
See you later. Bye.
Toodle pip.